and 1. And ye wukwada ojefobosumi na yewomi ne da etoso nson afi empino aduonu enan mamsa abodonko apa ho miti aduonu enson yefra me ADAKABRI Mamudu osioma me manti dwumadie na yede ebremo na me manti dwumadie yede ebremo senior co-character otemani mu ase amansa chiame Staff Sergeant Harrison Ford Babna Mavo. Then production Opanyiko Jodamiado and his naso Ofase Macjerry or say Ajmine and so Ebony Chidom. Nana Kwe Free and Amrantiko Anime no war service warmo. Technical production Abna Frema Abankro. One Nana Yao Safo. One in Susu and Airshare interaction across all platforms, social media platforms, Ombeshe ama etimi edruo na yetie baby adebeko on Facebook Live, on Twitter, ana X ni nyina no abrafre ma Instagram ni nyina obetwa na wetimi ede akọ ehonum. Yamfa aseda so emfa emma eye engineering group for no so no achu agbo worker otuaka na najare na buaje ada sankroma dan nyina sanmra ne se sempro na fe facilities group Big Solo Dada Godfred your friend Ubrana na fe so no Big Sam Yaw na aye Mapuna DJ Bosco na Milson so dan nyina sanmra ne se tete na ye de fufu ehunu ba bia de bekọ akobo enti yakọ yanim no na chicha kakra ewo ho interview kakra ho newspapers and some kakra ewo ho mpanifo so ebeba na yetimi atnase na yetimi adwendwene ye ho ye major item today ye Dr. Mama de Baumia na ono so no wokọ na wotro adini nanu disam atimi akotodwa na edom no so atie na yehunu ba bia ekro Dr. Mama de Baumia kasa na chiri no John Dramani Mahama na no wago Gbewa Palace ama wone ohene kese akodi nhyiamu ohene so aka bi ede akire no eno so de akonyina no ebetie anankojo kire matene aftermath of National Economic Forum and National Economic Summit enche na mabunu no so ede akagum na eno so yahunu ba bia yede ko asante Sir Garnet Worsley na obebedi governor ma yetibi betwa jatu mu okumase ene sagranti war eno so ehonsam apue ama wohene kese otumfo wasajima prempe the first ono so ono atimi ama ne comments ye de atwero book aya edite achese sa book no eno akotoko hene dwaben ejina ne nchen ene se aduchum education minister ya launch sa book no ene ukotumfo se tutu foundation ewo Cocoa Board building mu ewo A Life opposite wo Kumasi a wekwa akoto book no na edi book no ya beba betena fie ha na serialize na de wo hene no ankasa asamba ya Kumasi ye betwa agatu mu Kumasi emma Kumasi echese eyese jemfite na ya de ne ko di kan ya de ne ko Elmina afi santifu atwa kwan ni akwa Amina na jese broni enu se na santifu no omodo omo hene to de ne kwa Amina kra na still ano ombetwa kwan aba behwe no na broni ema no so na ode ne kwa Sierra Leone santifu no ko na omo ni sanyafo no ni brekufu no akotena koduo mu sisirimo tabunumo kwa promo se sen
ya dawaya
sa no tim dem cheme what's den no
sisinimum tabunumum ya dawaya tabuno wakona wamfanko wechiro aye
na chese edna ana chese entini nyina mo na santefo na kwakotena kuduo mu ya sa do mo ko Sierra Leone na bronies na de na mo ho ahomiti seye ana bronies sa ene se wo maso ene Seychelles a wode ne koye enti enimnem ehimfo dodo sen ɛna kyɛ sɛ ɛdɔm no bɛdi akyire saa sɛ yɛde ne kɔ ne dɔm no di akyire yɛde ne kɔ ne dɔm no di akyire yɛde ne kɔ ne dɔm no di akyire
ɔmanfoɔ no koraa bɛbu wabɛm
saa
ɛdeɛ na wo nko a wogyeɛ na wontena ɔbɛɛ bɛnwene wo ho na wɔno wanya n'asɛm a wɔnkɔɛ ɛdeɛ na wo nso a wante ata w'ani aserɛ na fa wo ho bɛn wewu ya akɔwu agya wo yere ne wo ma ho ɛme deɛ me wɔm anyi wɔm asɛm a mewɔ mu nkɔ
keka basabasa no ɛdeɛ nie
asɛm na fa wo ho yɛ a wagye ata w'ani ase a wokɔ akɔwu na wo yere ne wo ma bɛyɛ nyanka
saa
ne deɛ bɛyɛ akyerɛkyerɛ die ne wɔbi ahenni a wɔdie ne sika obɛnya wo afa wo ho
ne yɛnwunu
yɛbɛbu abɛm
sisi
ba saa time no na ayɛ sɛ eniɛden ne akokoduro no nti na yɛ a ne wɔm ka mogya na nanom hyie gu nyade to hɔ ma yɛn ɛkyerɛ sɛ they sacrifice nanse deɛ yɛ ne yɛmpɛ
sɛ broni aba abɛfo ɔhene broni fa ɔhene no na onim sɛ ɔde ne kɔdena so bɛfiri asante ɛde aba abɛduru ɛdena deɛ ɛmu wa pra no koraa wobɛtwa no nanso so ɔde ɛyɛ ɔhene kɔ ɛdena a na santefoɔ yi ɛtwa sa ɛsanti o ɛkɔ na broni sɛ nkurɔfoɔ mu dwa yɛasom ɛna broni timi de ɔhene ɛkɔ Sierra Leone ɛne sisiri mu ne taboro mu yo
na hyɛ sɛ saa time no mpo wotutuo no wɔ mu ba ɛkyerɛ sɛ Ghanafoɔ yɛ nkɔfoɔ bi a sɛ wo provoke yɛn to level bi a wobɛhu yɛ suban ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛni mmarima o ɛna nyɛ sɛ mmarima ni kurom o but wo provoke nipa sɛ bi yɛsɛ kotere mpo sɛ wotaa no so a na wɔkɔpem ban a ɔsan ba wo so ɛnyɛ sɛ mmarima ni kurom ha wo mmarima wɔ ha but sɛ wɔn yɛ din na ɛyɛ sɛ deɛ wode wɔn sika dwa nanka wahu just recently sɛ VAT a ɛda electricity so no wode ɛhyɛ kasa ɛba ho sɛ TUC foɔ sɔre mmarima wɔn ɛwɔ wɔn program ase na wɔn tu wɔn nnwom na wɔn apagye wɔn nsa na wɔn de wɔn nsa ebom sei ɛkyerɛ sɛ mmarima wɔ hɔ but awu sɛ nipa bia wɔ baabi a wosɔ a ɛyɛ ne ya na ɛyɛ ne de nti wo provoke nipa ndu level nti na dan na me ka kyerɛ manso wada me sɛ mete si yɛsi wo ɛna ɔtwe sekan ɛna yɛsi wodi taa no mi anka me nyɛ ahakyɛn ebia eduru wo so a wobɛtam pa atɛn ne deɛ no nti mmarima wɔ hɔ ba provoke yɛn do level bi a ɛna bi wɔ hɔ nso a obi wɔ hɔ a ne yawo dawo edi a wɔbɛda no ɛnyɛ kasa ɛyɛ din na wɔbɛyɛ but ɛtam kam ɔbɛpunish ɛnyɛ so wɔn hu ne ɛkɔ so wɔn hu but it's like Ghana ni bi apɛ ni peace of mind ba wo provoke wɔn do baabi a wobɛhu sɛ yes mmarima wɔ kurom
ayɛnyɛ nnuru hɔ deɛ de sɛ de na ɛyɛ
ɔfa sɛ wotumi provoke nipa ni do saa level na
ɛna kyɛ sɛ yɛnyɛ nnuru saa level no so de sɛ de na kyɛ sɛ yɛ no
and normally sɛ nkɔfoɔ kasa ɔfa is better than ɔmu bɛyɛ din sɛ ɔmu yɛ din a ɛyɛ dangerous ntumi fa nsɛ sɛ woyɛ leader na woka nkɔfoɔ kasa boa so wɔ mu yɛ mu a wote wɔ ne yɛtu wanhwɛ a enipa no a ɛtete wo nkyɛn no and normally wohyɛ cool asisi a ayɛ ana enipa no a ɛyɛ cool no ntaa ni akyire ɛyɛ wɔn mu a ɛbɛnbɛn wo wɔn mu ne wo na
yɛ sɛ wo da ne sɛ ntontom gye osuma na ɔgye sɛn eti kwabena yɛ kan Kuku no maya. Radio so kasa will be a Canadian.
Yeah.
And na ajo man atenase.
Yes.
Ne dru baby also so a. Na ya tolerant of each other.
That is it.
VAT ye ka ho asemi kura no. Omo chire mu yie. Say no mu see VAT on what? Lifeline for and VAT ne. Ya na hasen ye pese ye bibia. Ya na ye chire mu yie me yete ase.
Ofasa asem we anope na me ka kire na peaceful ye news na PIAC chairman no. Dr. Steve Mantia. And na o say aban we. The problem from day one up till now, improper consultation. And Magdalene so repeat this as me de bia wo radio so. Say adia aban we lake. Consultation na onye. Inti otamade no boom no ode aba. Efe wo be say na nipa na jana ni subiri. Because of a ebeye den ye beda be sorry. Sa 15% ne ye VAT yo. Dan wa ye kan ye no. Get funded ye da so. Ene tide ye beda so. Inti oka eno nko abomu a eye 21%. Na wa of imagine say obeda be sorry. Near the 21% increment. Adi abeto electricity so.
Sanity.
Why no be born in sem?
Yes, sanity.
Of that is it.
Mr. Sanity.
I sanity.
Manage the much.
Oh, what for ya chiremu wa hasavrata.
Woni why?
Me ne ma Jerry kra chiremu wa.
Manem Major Bray. So say na na.
Ai, get funded the other so.
Afede de wuje. Me che say, wan na chiremu chire wo.
Letter no a.
Letter ben.
Kan wo fori ata de ba ye.
Letter ben a.
Dia wa chiro kwama. Nedco. Ena ECG.
Sesan.
Sir, a free Nadeko.
Abra Prema, mo hwehwe copy of the letter family.
Yeah.
Because what me aka asem bia adiga nanya.
Yeah.
What the bibi ba.
Yeah.
On to no boase.
There be.
En church no mama me enti. Titi, na ke ye budget kura na. Can't see ye ko budget hearings.
Yes.
So will be a justify the entire ye man 10 cities and I man 20 cities.
Yes.
And what church idea what the 10 cities no de be.
Yes.
Ni akọ manko. Na benda that time na a year 19 and this for Ministry of Finance anymore on me. I want to know my hearings no.
Okay.
Job I read ba kwakra so kwakọ no a both we see no tete 19 no. Na and ye say drew we mu so ade chance ye drew we mu so ade chance ye drew we mu so no mu nyina akọ enti no obia no ye involve no e wo idea say si ye kwakọ request eye 10 cities a die enti a ye pe 10 cities nie ansa na yakọ hearing no justification na nkọ nanimu a yetimi atoto aka say okay there bi mu de mu ka say mu pe 10 cities but wo hwe pa dia mu deserve say ye mamu eye 6 cities e bi a 6 cities ye de ba mu kura no subject to mu be ye say ansa na bi a disbursement in dia ba etini timi kokoduru kura say yetimi twa sika de man nipa ne bi na nso so no na wo ma ntimi anko disbursement criteria no ntimi an disburse bi a 6 cities ni nyina na we ye kan no sa electricity media jamu educate me o
of consultation no say unim say ye beto light mu a eye PURC na omu ampose aya omu ye consultation wa mantem ni nyina wie ye no result omu de ba ye nie na ECD for so omu per 5% but omu consult Ghana for no ebi kire say light no kura nyina so ebi kura kire say light no ni suba to say light ni suba ye say enti ya mamu 5% no ya be mamu 2% na bi kura to me kire say okay 5% no eso enti mo ma ya 1% na why consultation ni nyina tenkofo atenkire na wo de aba na we die
letter
wo kai sa time a okọ IMF no
me hwe letter ni bi na
when your letter no
I answer them me offers no a copy of the letter no e de aba
na
because ebe ko no o me chirechire mu nchiro da bia no mama oman mabufu me pa mama me hwe letter
no kra no letter no
letter e de be ni
letter no a ɔtwerɛ kɔɔyɛ no mpo no ɛyɛ order o ɛnyɛ sɛ
wo de ɛtie headline kakra
okay
le mbusa se hwan ne kyerɛ mu kyerɛ no ɔse implementation
that is it.
of value added tax VAT on the supply of electricity above the lifeline for residential purpose. Lifeline, as you're saying.
Lifeline, according to Dr. Anthony Yaba, TUC.
Oh, yeah, you mama electricity.
I know what's there, or no need the enemy free nano. Name could have been Lifeline, no, I say, I will be our use of Bob too.
0 to 50 units. 0 to 50 units. 0 to 50 units.
Mum shama Jeremy, and yen kakra lifeline no. And teachers are ubetimi use electricity. I'm making sure say o conserve uncham beyond the lifeline.
0 to 50 units.
0 to 50 units.
Yeah, and 0 to 15 units.
50 or say 50 and 15.
50.
And no now minim entina aya na meka say eni aya so mu use bulb too. Ekoba dem na ekoba abonten
15 units no ne boy ye sen.
Okay.
50 units no ne boy ye sen. Enti so person wan avoid this idea we ya. Why don't you conserve electricity? Obi apuna wo se mentum. Wo so light no wa gas so. Wa so ni nyina asi so. So what me conserve electricity no na wan go beyond the lifeline no VAT kura na ye ka no we then obi abaju VAT unga
offer na wunim wunim lifeline no eniama
enya no ma ne boy ye sen
but offer enti eno na me say according to Dr. Yaba
ya ba ya adwuma electricity
baba wono so so wadim anka wase bob tu
eni nyina ne say electricity company of Ghana Yaba PURC ayamo sadie say mo ka kire Ghana ni say so obi a 50 cities no 50 units no kra no yeni say ubetimi anya less than 50 units no yan kire type of bulb bi kura ho a ukokotɔ kura na enusa asusu ne bia wonim wonder call ya ma me se me meto bulb mra ni afa bulb 50 watts 100 watts near the amano asu bia obetimi anya 10 watts 10 watts no kura de bia obetimi say Philips ntino enwe kese e bia wakwakofa China for de enwe kese enti ni nyina ne say omo ncheche preventive system no omo ncheche kwan ya be fa so a ye be conserve electricity na yentimi enkosoro ema esorofo no ye no enti ati say de ye punish you say we be use more electricity enti also omo kire ye kwan be fa so a ye use more of it
offer
omo ye nipa bonefo
saasem yi de
omo ye nipa bonefo mo nkire ye kwan kwabena at the same thing enyare nwie eno akọ hospital na akọfa asem de aba kire nipa ne kwani obefa so a enti nka onyare mpo eno akọ hospital kire ne kwan obefa so a obetimi I so ne kania within your friend saying lifeline no lifeline everything na bae lifeline everything baby bae ne say kwan bia so no wo sikao woni sikao e wo say wutimi enjoy electricity to certain limit
offer
energy commission omo da ho
offer minim
because omo kasa de na mo mehwe de mic na na mo pese mo pass ne ka bia na
offer
come on into energy commission omo
Energy commission omo
na energy conservation yakofa fridge ba 5 star yakofa bulb ba 3 star yakofa air conditioner ba 2 star de no the more the stars no na just say the more efficient it is no say dwuma no ye no e wa hene fa
say ndem so omo de
awie e be san da bi da nipa dodo say na wo idea lifeline no say nibo ye sen say me ye below the lifeline no a sika say na wo say betua
offer the woman say yeah ankasa so yen consumers no I say due diligence kakra
me wadajam de ko due diligence when I was supply information me wadajam de ko due diligence
no aya na ne ye ka na me ka say offer meter no kura reading no me say fitibra me start to use meter no minimum. And one say, yade obel yaba, yade yabeshaho, nama tam nama he.
Yade buy
Light bill. Yade besha umita no hoa. Na ma check krata no. Mesa 250. Na ma kotua. Na ma di receipt. Na me di abetu fie. But said yeah. Arriving with 250 no kura minim. Sir, point no.
And the Magari catch on also due diligence.
Sir, a ton of back I say 1 city na.
Bill no.
A ton of women no.
I bill no swap. My information.
Information was on
information. 1 liter beer, but you say
because unit price be as I say unit price be near 1 cedi 405 to me find 1 cedi 406 pesos. That is a unit price per kilowatt.
Meaning a ton of back
1 cedi 50 pesos. Yes, sir. Just under 1 cedi. It is just under 1 cedi 50 pesos. What they talk about one answer what they talk saying.
Until 1 cedi 50 pesos. What they yen 1 cedi 50 pesos.
And what they talk
times 50. 1 cedi 50 pesos by 50 no.
Electricity now okay.
And electricity is some of this one making.
Until 1 kilowatt near saying.
1 cedi where you 146.
Yes, approximate 1 cedi 50 pesos.
Very good.
Per kilowatt.
Per kilowatt.
And
per lifeline, those falling within the lifeline. What the maximum, what is the 50 units, and multiply by 1.5 now. About 75 Ghana cedis.
75 Ghana cedis.
75 Ghana, one more bosome. One we 75 Ghana cedis. One falling within the lifeline.
It's here can nipa me no. One use fridge. One use microwave. One use a coffee maker.
Yeah.
One use the total pan and friend saying.
Toaster. Bread toaster.
I swear no. Almost saw and cania. I will feel when you nada. Busumi me no. 200 cedis. Inti busumi me no 200 cedis. Next time say busumi 30 days no krano. 100 cedis. Yes, sir. Inti so choose not to use microwave. On several baby.
Yes, fridge news you see so kakra na utimi dum no.
Abi anajo kwada no.
Yes.
And you will pick period.
So conserve energy.
Who conserve energy to come within 75 cities, no?
Energy conservation.
Who person within 75 cities?
Who's air condition cry? Yes, air condition is throughout. Oh man, what do kakra because the number of
condition you come to me akwakoto de ye inverter the same wo I just say en consume electricity here. Now we dey ukuta sadia de kan say food kuta deep freezer.
Deep freezer.
What twitwa bayire ene boode nkrantie ene bibie ene akodi dwa be shem ene siso udum no ene na we hear say how do we consume, how do we come within 75 cities
of minimum say it's better we conserve energy, but looking at that percentage what time they able to electricity so
yenya nnu ho ya pese avoid this percentage, you know. You can work to avoid it.
Of it
and you very difficult. To freeze no electricity come more peak period and more off peak period. Mama mu yetri mu nyi de bebro na bedru brebie ne ya ho hwia na nya yi o. Can you work within the 75 cities?
No, it's not possible.
Can you imagine?
It's not possible. Offer, it's not possible because Sawusha Niama.
Electricity.
It's not possible.
Say ubetimi atenase.
And Niama ewa ufie no. Sa 75 CDs ya woken. And crying ha. Sawuka sawu tie simu abisa. Ebia ubenya beye only 15 to 10 to 15% per.
If you be munati. If you be munati.
Yeah, dear.
And na wakotna wa wudi na afede to electricity more than yeah, cause 15% rank or beji wono. Was it 75 no edu 100 or you 15% on the 25 na beto so.
And I make say omu a ebe fall within that we no a woka no. Ebe just between 10 to 15%.
Uni data biada ura point ya pese kan ne say yentimi ma preventive yen kan check crop say we betimi conserve electricity one conserve ko beduru brebie no na yenya electricity ni bi mfa ma etimen men say no
ma jare
yes
wo betumi follow sa 75
falling within sa 75 in there well eje yenya data available ni ehuni pa Wamo ECG bet me
I know my use
mean to me fall it.
That is it. And to me fall it.
Which mean fall it unko pe musika.
Of ADAKABRI to me fall
it there because when at the moment I'll be so who fridge dia we a minimum no who bibi to say fridge. That's all be so fridge dia e better. Because which mean who so fridge even 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Na say we say
even so uba ye dwuma mu ha and so obi anu obe fall within
kwabrin
I'm telling you 75 cedis a month nanda kwa ukoto prepaid dia sisi akro mo towo mobile money so
kwabrin
so ube to use
kwabrin me de sre wa ne say yan kire ye nuanom how to cut our cloth according to our size. When you sue a year event saying microwave na yeding.
Over some way.
I remember what happened before. What say?
Debbie.
What you sue microwave na yeding?
Assembly opa ne kaya dio. And you said to say the because memu obia yen nyina you sue charge your phone problem.
Asema wo kan asem hia e say yetie ne ye in as much as say ye ka say ye eto na ewo so no e be ha adwen no say yetimi esua sa conservation because conservation the woman say the more na we use the more na say wo percentage no so kosoro you have to conserve it because you
and avoid
what so way ebi ase was a microwave more gas wo was a makwa so microwave
and as a makoto electric cooker
was a makoto electric cooker rice emo rice cooker kura what
emo nko a enne wo mo de no aba yire nyina da akwadwofuo
ama wakra so mo de se no ma na
wo mo de no aba yire
ana eme mama
what the rice cooker can eba rice cooker what they can eba can you imagine
ya ka tro mo se wo munya sa de me da da bia me konto kom fio
over your trial
because say what's machine plan me so munya use fancy because no so
ya bedume ya niam bebre o ha yedum except be a fridge
ya the only one na wo kan yen
over wo adum fridge
me num no ano metua nti na me num no
what na so the same thing aduane shem we shem
obi akọ school adwuma okosua ne say obetimi a kire how to avoid tax no just a tax consultant we you come and ubenya relief way ubenya ni say so that you can avoid unim say even a collector's car kura no obetimi di ni sika akoshe car mu $2 million no de akoto car bi to avoid the $2 million no e da ho no mu a ode ye beba beje ne ho tax into learn how to avoid paying excessive electricity by conserving Olaba sesia no olatu anu mi okokoto wache kura no sa dia be she microwave mu ofie
ofa na jerry onu aduane
osa
onu aduane mo amotie nyina obi na onu aduane
mo man kana sa
mo nu aduane ntin sem na mo kana e okay
na
ba se mo nu aduane ni bia na se time eso kan ho a you see the benefit of some of these gadgets me nu aduane enye wachi bia na me de share microwave na emum se wachi a me pesa ade eche so no na me di ansa na ma ba adwuma no ofa ntimi ntiti wachi ne ngu frying pan na me so gas emfa wo me
it is a time consuming.
Of course, and it's watching me toy no gari guso talia guso fish da so na my hwie gu frying pan se me ba be
fry pan
se me ba be warm me no oh our gas is so far
enti wo Uba snack akoto a microwave. Aba castle umpeso utia a VAT on the lifeline.
Ofa me ba me be no person say no man na ye ka no. Ema abrabo ba yetimi enu ma bi wano. Ema no ma bi so ekoye hwe oba se.
No you are hobua.
Hwe oba owo mma be miensa. No wokunu. Na nkura ko school anopa. Na nkura de canteen beko. So ba be sora himachi no nan bia no miensa. Ese onu anuane nyina fofora bra wa yestu weekend esi wa ye be wo me still no. Ye no ani nyina fresh ensan fa man nkura no ko. Owi osa kwa adwuma no akwa akoda.
Tama na ekọ buku ya ho buchi ya ho no. Wan ko school.
Na me nkwa himachi. Na me ndi adenta traffic.
Obi sa ba be kwa 3 months kura wonam fom nam koku ase no de ko.
Of that na me ndi adenta traffic mo. They say a traffic and crash is your more traffic mo. Traffic catching no mu say so mo.
Na yo na fe. Ade na ma ba ko.
Dabi me ma na ko school.
Ma umba nim ko school wo locality na ate.
Wo family adwuma despite media. Se me ma na ma school wa ha me omupon afi na me san be di traffic mu so. Se me kwa ko fan kra no me do no kra no mumre.
It was be mu ya.
Ofana wo be nya sika so kada no.
Owura Kokotina other jurisdiction be kat say
na my da show. Asa me ba Nigeria edi. Because onu aduane. Onim how we see.
Kokwe enkrofo ma esisi ye yafunu so ye de yafro boss. Enkrofo ma sisi ye yafunu so ene ye de yafro boss.
Ofa
no wo ho. Na yen kohwe abroche so confirm so ma enyu sa.
Me say the same Ghanaian no okuduru abrochira obetimi a organize no. Sa Ghanaian no obeduru Ghana ha na ne kasa awa no. Ne kasa awa no say you take certain things for granted.
And the same Ghanaian no kuduru abroche no use microwave or use heater. In fact, the kitchen
now what just
you will heat absorber across our kitchen to one sweaty or
our no be kanchira will say o tua electricity na nyane ya. O tua water heated water yes nyane ya. Boiler no ye ba pa. O tua potas yes nyane. O la nu aduane na nu aduane china.
Ofa here's the situation now. Ofa here's the situation now. The ECG for any nekofo any PRC for atire mu dia bran yansi yentua no yen complaining yetua what from that VAT 15% ya ode beto so no
yeah menye ne blanket sir or say after our lifeline no the beba be ka ho no
okay
it make us say lifeline no say ye ne say 75 cedis ah o man bro 75 cedis ko duru 100 cedis ah 100 cities no 25 cities na ba beto so sa 25 cities no say be attract VAT it won so person to VAT na avoid going beyond 75 cities no
what for they are na olaika no
unu aduane
dem mekwa dem minim so ba be mekwa minim so ba be ka ade huhu bi o wacha ye ka ne hye wo gas so de send dem ya and dem mitimi ye pa mekra o machi mitimi ya ansa me de aba adwuma eno kra wo hwe time me beduru adwuma mu ha maka wa che say ade na ba the point is we have to try to avoid even though to ya de wo de ba dia ye be kasa but we should also send the e-levy by ye wofa ye wo ways amafo avoid the e-levy so e-levy by ye so we say wo be avoid it you can avoid it eno na ye nchew.
But you do we know say a fridge na was say 6 to 24 hours the whole year I was say 6 to sa
Debbie
fridge how do you regulate it
Debbie say utimi dum no
at what point na dum
because point how the bedum no say when who say fridge na bi wo kra na itimi e freeze ya na emu no kra na nyina aye your block it would the win hwe kra no when we say fridge no
in a given 7 days no
yeah
also so fridge no how many days now do how many days
7 days may technically I don't know but say na me regulating 7 days no me so mo 4 and say a technical question of which I don't have
no we are just but
me regulating
so dia ye wo udum fridge is 3 days out of 7 days
out of the 7
hey dientra
I say me steady fridge na gasa me use no it's fridge na boy adwuma duru ba bia minim the number of days anoma ewo mu no ebetimi appreciate
and unya daji kokko hwehwe we nyina ofiri esa ba adwuma
be me monitor papa me monitor we be dum we me na me ko do fia na me so
obo ska so mfa nkodwo mu a onu bebu nkonta
na wafa we dey so wafa so ni me pa o ene ya na ye egbu no
na
me di akire papa
nya de papa
da be nyo hia calculate one meter abroje ne hia o mo bo mo calculate we nyo hia papa me di akire pa
fridge no kra no utama emframa komu bebiri kra na e consume more
yes
so etina tembia no I say air tight oh yeah air tight pabna 7 days udum fridge how many days
ofa ayi
Esesusa
me ni fie bebre
enti na so kopa bosia ba na yetu electricity no
but ofa yetua
woni hwa ne tua
adia yetwa ma yensi yentua no metua me a minim se okay say na musimi ntua metua emfomsuo bia ni ho metua no pepepe but the problem here is sanka saadie we ya ye ka ho asemu yi eba no obi ante obi anim ho hye
ye nkyerechiro mu kra
ya nkyerɛ ye mu na even kra MD no a wada ECD ano no kra se sa implementation eye VAT no kra ebeye den etre se me metime baabi metua ma de kama wo se wakọ akoye negotiation bi a wo kọ no kra na minim ho hwe na wo koye wo saa wo negotiation no enna wakọ ka kire wo mu se wo ba baji sika bi na wo betua na tua wo betua ne nsese a wo di betua bi ne se men kan kire men kofo no but wo mbenhu ane se me de 21% VAT e de akoto electricity so omubetua
do we know a Ghana kra no motorist oma eto petrol oma eto diesel do we know a yadwene course so say okoto petrol na okoto diesel a onim even the cost per liter ya shase no da bia no nyanya say me to 50 cedis me to 100 cedis did we find time say ade no kwa 1 liter you say ye kan answer na major Rebecca say 1.4000 just under 1.5 per kilowatt 1.476 cedis per kilowatt
unit cost
unit cost no how many people could the name say unit cost no you say
of family
how many people and the name say even some use kettle no atwe say me use microwave atwe say
of yenim
na wonyi ni say abra with disposable income sika ba wonsam no would a significant chunk etu asade ni nyina aka no afi wadwene beba so say some so a microwave anya say ma chim na da say 15 enti wo chimu ama wadwene mra so
ofa no na meka se wo man yankasa no saa niama bi sei no enka esese basic no a na nka yenim basic no a ena sese nka yehunu se mita bo ho a
ya ka nko wasem
da bi wofa eye nipa yenim ye doso
ene nipa enim no so doso
wofa
enti wo na aka wasem
majority na yenim
how do you know
wafa obi line impo say obi omu ebe college ebe nyina no
edipa do so ne to electricity Ghana
almost jama be 90%.
Hwe enipa 30 million no emu 90% to electricity woni nipa depend on nipa enipa pi the electricity no kwa almost 38% of Ghanaians omo ye 0 to 14 say 0 to 14 odidi kwa eye wadaka ne mu kwa onum nsuo kwa odware kwa sabi ojade nan kwa atakum kwa sa 0 to 14 no constitute about 38%, almost 40% of Ghanaians
na
o depend on obi on tuahwe enti da bia nam tabu so for pado do sign and electricity no enti preventive no e die ne see kwan say ye betimi atete yen ami atias me make me no kura ni say but for majority telling me today say unit cost of a kilowatt no 1.476 no I didn't know about it
me offer me nim enya na me ka say yen na yen ya don
and what a cup of your friends in sochie a cup a mug of sochie kura na no what bu nsuo nyun de gu mug no de akwhye microwave no
now also our finance on the number of hours now we use to gadgets and the edit the cost of units are obetu ya that
particular moment. What so bo your friend say mag mo make us a microwave so ya dada dada so na electricity more so you conscious at the time na you use ade no say ye boy hoka enti as a first step you ni kan and conserve you ni kan enya aware ya kokotena wo kwa brochire na especially the British na ya ubie puna wo se wunum kanea no wo se ya so obehunu djuma na obehunu na wo so
offer I think
wo so dey say ensuohia no na obu ensuohia ne saa obehunu mu obehunu na wo
offer ya me say the education is very important,
very very
ye mu bebre me de me nkasa me nko a me se ye dooso ye mu bebre wo mita nanso ekwan ya ye fa so a ye tua bill na me ka me de asa me de no an se ye de abehye ho na mata me hwe and say 500 na makwa akotua
and afi uwia wa mwani yanko ho na wia no abegina bontin na tobe
offer utobo no a wo ka no wo de eniama mienu na wo de afra wo de eniama mienu na wo de afra de yesimi ntua no mitua wa abra me complain enti sa vat no a wo mu de beto so no eno afiri hi eno na akofa problem aba eno na akofa kasa nyina aba se brebra ama ne yama yani yate ye baabi mo se hwan PURC akoye consultation ewa amantemu no wo mu ba ye no wo mu se ECG fo se yentua belia eyese yi a omo adwuma no ebe collapse omo mfidie ni ade omo ntumi maintain nti monti ase ni entua mate ase mitua sabe no min complaining ye na sa manto anka asoro anso na wakoye wo negotiation sa negotiation no wakoye no meti se mpanimfo bebre ka kire aban yi se ompa nipa omunim proper consultation ni negotiations ye no omunko
why na de be kwa akosie de be kwa akosie nyina se sua conservation
wa fa no no sua sade ono nso be ya ade a wonkofa kama no man fa mra me se mintia
udi kan esua conservation a wo be avoid paying through your nose
question say fuel ya cars ya yeto ekra cars yeto fuel la okay wonim say fuel no eto da bia wo mo we displayed board na wo no figures na wo so no it doesn't tally
with a machine
so no yes
anybody do say no
money because wo kwa machine so wa eno and wo ma calibrating ye it will bet my 11.20
na atwen ko
ho ba na 12.60 na 12 over 12.60
anybody do say the word
it be me ya be check papa me ya na ma walk away some say na na mo yo so say wo mo calibrating from headquarters na say mate na me ko ba bia
for telephone na wa National Petroleum Authority.
No ma bomba mane.
Arabi o efe Eunice Kotoku. Eti na ka che Eunice Kotoku say maba bedru hase na
board no so dia no. Eno machine so dia na nye pe.
Eti ni nyina ne say because oba e call window shopping oba ko shopping na onim prices ne pa. E mema so ko shopping na yenim prices.
Yeah, no say ye gum.
Nti obekoi Abra Freeman also a shopping na unim say United College of Benetton or mono ade we £1 or call your friend say John Lewis 99 pence. So a man in a man value for money a man is very good. A member ya kakabensem. It me unu be man na niabre electricity unu say na no man. What you want catch me say?
Majani asama of aka no. Or the eniama mienu na abomu.
Okay, me tombo as metie we. Dia hine dia.
Ofa yati ye baby.
Woni wan?
Ye nyina okay, ye ni TUC fo nyina ti ye baby no.
A tree is so many here for.
Trade union for. Obia Gutafo, Obia tin baby, young complaining electricity. Dear PUC for the bray, yet ya, ye ni how. Sir, me conserve wo, some conserve wo, my dear to my penisoma mitia. Wo carnival no, I would be to sunu free he.
Umbo, a caviar.
Abino.
Oh. Electricity na tu ya kwabra
ofa aban no kwabo ne kana 21%.
Aban kwabo ka bia na me ye ho nto yen
ofa na kwabo ka kaba
kwabra tieniye electricity no tieniye kwabra
over metie
electricity no so the cities ana the tuaka obekwese 500 no the 500 akotua almost 90% of electricity for generation in no more use the adwuma ni nyina no 90% in dollars inti say o foreign exchange no usika no wanya hoden a da bia usidi na wo de electricity no inti se kwabere o per realistic is e bia dia na nke yen convert mfanko cedi yen convert mfanko dollar fama
the explanation
conservation first
of a conservation matter but the explanation you are giving to me one specifying say a dollar or say IMF negotiations entina or the sadia na beto so
but we no plan so
be mama
ma tell be man
and the
anope wan kan
oh yeah
yes we dey be mama
we no ne na the woman is
be mama
be ma we dey
but for which act na 2013 as ade we ye de buy you since 2013 na yentimi implement emfa mai enti IMF dey no specifically no IMF enkan kire wo say fakoto electricity so
that is it
na mom IMF no be ka tell say say wutimi demonstrate na eye wo fiscal policy and fiscal discipline no wunya baabi obenyinya sika bi afiri enti anuti na sa de we yada wa since 2013 yemfa nya adwuma na aban na hu say tokuro bi kura da enti yen implement
we yen to eboase ne yen kan yen to eboase kan kakra yen to eboase kan kakra also implementation of value added tax on the supply of electricity above the lifeline for residential purpose. As part of the implementation of the government's medium-term revenue strategy and the IMF-sponsored post-COVID-19 program for economic growth, the implementation of VAT for residential customers of electricity above the maximum consumption level specified for block charges for lifeline units in line with Section 35 and Section 37 and the first Schedule 9 of Value Added Tax 2013 Act 870 has been scheduled for implementation effective January 2024. For the avoidance of that, VAT is still exempt for, and a direct quotation, is supplied to a dwelling of electricity up to a maximum consumption level specified for block charges for lifeline units, unquote. In line with Section 35 and 37 and the first Schedule 9 of Act 870. 3. The Electricity Company of Ghana and the Northern Electricity Distribution Company are hereby requested to liaise with the Ghana Revenue Authority to ensure that the implementation of VAT for residential customers of electricity above the maximum consumption level specified for block charges for lifeline units takes effect on January 1, 2024, in line with Section 35 and 37 and first Schedule 9 of Act 870. By a copy of this letter, GRA is requested to ensure that it liaises with IECG and NETCO for the transfer of the revenues collected from the implementation of VAT on the subject matter as part of the domestic VAT collections. We are counting on your usual cooperation in this regard. Ken Ufuriata, Minister. Yo, Kabra Cheche Mwe, eti we nyina na say IMF for na say anya den.
Wo say the kind of person no. O tre wo ho say IMF nsese ni bi. Enna ama odesa percentage no.
I say IMF supported post COVID-19 program for economic growth. It's economic growth. What she say and IMF one so support to
offer ya wona wo de anope me magari na kire me na mete ase.
The Bible according to Magari na dey adwuma.
So onu nso offer owo nimdiye wo. Nsem bia ya
onu ne de na ede.
Nyasa ne de na ede. Wonu nso wo sa nimdiye ni bi. Wona wo beje bosia wo me ho. Enna bosia na wo beje no. Wa kire me kwan a wo be fa so a. Wo benya sika tua bosia no. Na wo nsese ni bi ni se me mane ye mienu na anopa memu wo mu ndidia kwesi anwumere sex na mamu wo mu kokwa anomada sadia be ya menya sika e dia ba betua wo ka empo na mi bisa magari se nti wo se maba no mabeka sa asem we ya kire wa nti won nwene me nkwala no ene wono ka kire me se eya me ya na me de me nsese bai enti wa na wo de sansese we ekoye wabra obia nte ho maache na wakọ ni yatam sika no ama na nsese no a eno nti na anope yi die TUC fo ne gutafo kan na majari ba ko ne yan ho afo
food and beverages
fo kan no se onyi VAT ni mfu anya sa omu be demonstration kura 13th February fan of VAT.
Mama ba no tomato.
Enna IMF papa no Abebe Selassie. O say yan stick it to. And se no a yan ya de ba ye no. Enka nipa no a wode sanse se no call ye no. Enna nke sisi ye bisa ne say why na soma no.
Kwabra. Baby ade asem ne na ma. Nya ho na ye ka.
Oh,
masem tia wan say water and or say lifeline yes 75 cities electricity and or say lifeline 75 cities are nyeso mu fitin ya no mo de call 75 cities nyeso mu fitin ya ne so lifeline no ya peg no e wo ha say block charge no if I could finish
okay
ya hwed no ma bi oba okunu enkwada mienu and enkwada miensa reasonably saying that was or mutimi so abnama sama make catch on say sensuo mponi no ka jaisa with the 1 gallon of water etwitwiri wo say wa bia nsuo no and air running down and what twitwiri every conserve to avoid paying at the end of the brabetua no and electricity no udundum kania utoto nuoma do not use microwave if it is not necessary. Do not use the kettle if it's not necessary. Try and conserve and come within minimum of 75 cities, you know. Nese enu achire no, say 2 cities kwa na koto also do 15% of the 2 cities. And now was it watching sign. But bibia na ye twen sign no. January 2025 aban fu bi baba it is Ghanaians. Enti edru stage bi ne sua conservation a enru hompo na abana pekwan bi so ade aba betia mene emu ya but you waste no ma so bebre dodo you waste no ma bebre wo bunsuo no ayi nani no adi nkomo na nsuo ni bugu na bugu
ana wafa ebinum timi ye saade enti na me se me fi o de me kontokwa pa o hwe me fi o de enti me refia
if you onya de
if you want de because wafa wo twi wo se na base na wo twi wo se agum na wa bie tap na si so ebra wo brush your teeth instead say obeto tap no mu na wo brush your teeth ni wi a wa bie na de ahuru anu wa bie si so saa na nsuo ni bugu while you are brushing your teeth who use nsuo no na just one man nsuo no wastage and now many year juma. It is our conservation idea. It is a year juma.
My dad will be any problem with conservation.
By a 2.5 banner.
Of an ananka me person me be son say. Inti VAT noa ya diabeto electricity no so no. Or and
we VAT now what they two figures above the lifeline.
And to offer me both sa figures no 21% no dear unni
minimum 21% be ho asem me say
and you are not dear on sada and one here
untie masem ameka no avoid to get into the bracket crime and meju say sikatan tan no and fan kwa yade fufuro bi
over Matias here
avoid it
Matias here but yet 15% no maye no dear wo ho dada no yetua say
utua VAT
me VAT ni bi da so dada VAT ni bi da so dada
adade be so
ada light bill no so ametua dada
utua na wo sesa ametua
ba fund da so metua na tire yi da so metua
kabrin.
But when you increasing now for 21, you will have problem.
No, it is a bit technical. It's a bit technical. It's a bit technical. Avoid paying unnecessary taxes. Avoid paying unnecessary taxes. Anunti and now obi woni sika otimi tax consultant. Ya buame. Kwan be na mefa so a I Britain for or didn't see cabet now. Why me a gin is Sikanini a geno at tax road one in the machine no afa consultant. Yet one more football no man ska honano. Tax consultant and actually no come before or bear what me yan in company in some. And yes, sir, be a 1 pound be obenyano or bet me the mobile 60 pesos at your tax.
But what about those who
use more electricity and use more water?
And what about those who implement the nuisance taxes?
Why are you nuisance? So man cover by no don't come abroad.
Yes. What about those who implement the nuisance taxes? Why kasa ukobo uka? Why and some fata? Now Maya kwa jina situation way. Now this how you have a so now see me mintia.
But the woman is
following.
But what can be said? We should try to avoid
unnecessary taxes. Unnecessary nuisance taxes. Let's try and avoid it by conserving.
The woman is a criminal. Say taxi, Yaja Parliament idea to since 2013.
Nigeria emission levy.
There be far from since 2013 and the Parliament IGB atum.
Offer me bisa some keke. How can I avoid emission levy? Wabra already know pollution tax at the petrol no so dada.
Sanitation and pollution.
Sanitation and pollution. Open me. What's our question of Fudino? Every police,
emission pollution.
Pollution. Because pollution, your friend say liquid. Pollution never.
Pollution.
Pollution. If we are saying say pollution.
So would you go for Abusuefwe? Would you machia? Abusuefwe would you machia Bacasamo?
Wabana be muya, but as I understand, and a cabinet can who's on the say, oh, yeah, understanding.
Because Omukra no church no much low.
Offer is it fair? Is it fair?
Omukra no church no much low.
Maybe Sasa is it fair?
Ya kuntum krunku. Uba church we mu na ye den.
Offer is it fair? Is it fair? O consult
I say emissions of showing results of pollution and emission. I say emissions of gases and particles that have a negative impact on health and the environment are considered pollutants. Air pollution can come from both natural and human-caused sources. For instance, many air pollutants can occur from natural sources such as permafrost melting, volcanic ash, mold, pollen, or livestock. So no, into air emissions, into where there emissions are a free exhaust. And at this time round, no, yeah, no, free said director here ADTR no, and now or they a catalytic converter buy with the view say catalytic converter no, ebetimi ama emissions no a reduce no, right? It emissions no a reduce no. Let's just have name a year atmospheric pressures na no emissions na Africa na chi air ban it do be so a pollute a year environment no.
And yetua wo petrol no so. Yada so yetua. And na wasa
one to petrol betua.
Me to petrol nti metua.
Enti one to car beto petrol.
Offer sa emission levy no a ode abeto no. Offer can't you see that it's a lazy man approach? Of a woman who say,
Ghana penny to emissions. Ghana penny to emissions.
By a bill,
Mr. Ghana and Yesitua.
Minim at the petrol. What about that emission? What say? Because
it do per se, baby, a year drew Ceciano. Yenina Yanintum.
Of a to say,
where the no. It's reckless borrowing. Why go borrow? Yapo Ghana, Yadeka. And since you should have a first one, your best honey. A year be do a bushia for na chiaka said, or when a year reckless borrowing, and Yamanian say, and top from team of a top from team. Why the baby pay
a time woo and young country?
Oh, come on. Many Shiloh.
Of a time woo and young country. Let me give you one example.
Come in.
Minimum shake radio mission social studies. Actually, me say, ya kwaye, yensuo, na eboa ma climate change, ewiem nsakraye, eye kama. Me kura mission say, when the last tree dies, the last man dies. Mission say, ya say kwaye, ensuo ni ade, ya kura ye hume carbon dioxide ya. Na woman so aje no mama ye nitrogen o sede ni enso ya humi bi now uta kwayegu u se nsuo woni won kofo de ye galamse na hu how ba wo se ya fa bibia ba ye friend na missing levy wa bra wo mu etu galamse no wona wo watumi sa wo be stop won one stop won because I am for. Now you are asking me to pay for that damage, that destruction.
Abna,
it's so painful. It's so painful.
Pain there is painful.
So painful.
But Abna, dear, whatever to be spending time in the Ghana.
Yeah, but you know, I would say the ensure ya in the sun and the
Omoko. Say Omoko. Nothing nipa for ba.
Ya better na boso.
Yeah, na uchi abosu na akwesi sen.
I see any to me sati wo mu toes.
Oh, kwabne.
Yeah.
Onya mutemo bi nka bi.
Okay,
nyamutre. Hwe. Onu a wakope de abesan yikum. Ene ye ne magu ase. Ene eye ne ye ho kire yen. Aka no se less than afi na okọ. Na ne party na ntimi amabiem. Na obi foforo ba. Nanka saa kwan a oyɛ sɛ nka wɔfa so adi arekupu bibie no yɛse da bi yɛde yɛnte ase na ɔkɔɛ nipa foforo bi ba na ɔka sɛ I'm fat no kuri nkofo yɛ bɔne nkofo yɛ bɔka ma ɔma gyegye akahunu ama yɛ ho akyere yɛn notwithstanding yɛmfa saa kwan no so ne yɛhwɛ sɛ yɛbɛtumi arekupu na mmom yɛnyɛ nhyehyɛe sɛ ebi ensi bio. Do we still have to say no?
We will resist.
We will
resist. Initially, we told him to change the finance minister because we are running out of ideas.
Another party number. One of the entire Mahama can't say honeymoon. What you say?
Wa family me say honeymoon ye wo ware fofra wo call hotel ana se bia wutu kwan no wakododo ho na what me no wasan aba
enko biem the enti o use the word honeymoon yenya ne da bia ye gi nipa no sibone na oka within the context of organized labor se said the normal si agensem wo no mesra mu ada sa me beba mungum kakra nti ase hye adikamfo na sey ade no na o ma sey ade no ade ya mu dia mu ye diu no mintimi nya nanimanimu ya mfa mamo disi ye nyina ye baboso kakra na mo ma me bre kakra e ma me timi home ne yatimi atoto eno ne yesan kwa kan se dabi yampa honimu bia yampa honimu wo so na atu no wa sey ade na wuntimi emfa ade kura no mfa mayen re obi foforo ba no ndo se me kan kura ade na sey enti kwabra edu be bia ya sede se ye bema oman ma no ate ade ni nyina ase. I would have thought to say would the more premium ebeko into conservation of electricity and water. Na yamfa avoid sa taxes na nkomo de be twa yam ne no enye sa ebeko akwa another government be beba obesa be ka the same thing akere yen eti yan conserve entuatua ka hunu sa open social couple ma enfa nko she microwave
wafa oni se me pe wasampa
anare na wotu nka ka benya me ho adaje kura
but sa asem we de of a menyentu
eti yenye den
I was say
okay yenye den kire de yenye
fiti
kire yenye
from the beginning
kire de yenye
tresament ase say kutre ba wi moko na mfifire firi atwade ofa sa ho kire no a enam so a wo de call baby no yanso sa ho kire no a ne ye nam ebi nim ne adwuma ye ebi nim asetene mu enye aketua no woje ya na asa utua school fees utua wei nti sika no ankasa no enso hwe isi aya brabo na koye hand to mouth enipa we sika no ye kakra bi en wo mu enjoy ebi no enjoy pa ya ni nso a ya wo kire ya ne ye doso na wode VAT percentage ente say no consultation nothing when bisa obia I say offer is just like your bahay na offer wona we introduction
yes
wa bubo wedding kwabena mafo na me nso metena ase apɛ offer me de abrante bi bae ode Joseph ADAKABRI offer man respect you
yes
yanya ne saa
ya the grand rules bi ne de adwuma no
yes ya ma nya de adentina woni mpanimfo wa ha na wodi obi best studio ha
o say
wan ka hwe ankyere obi anu ane say wodi no abetena mic yenim straight away no
obi nim de wona adwenem
dabi
obi nim de obeka
dabi
eso de obetimi aka betimi affect ye nyina
that is it. It's the same.
Sesia no dia beduru ane say 2013 parliament ji bibi tumu a bebusa ho say ade na dawa 11 years later afeni be implement
sanka ne letter no a ode koye no say or refer to sa ade no ankofo de ayi wo mu topic ya wo mu ka no a say ade no kura ye 2013 2013 a enka magina eno so akasa but one refer to 2013 the parliament jitum ono de or refer straight to IMF and seseye and panso
I will refer to or say post covid and seseye what you say the medium term financial strategy IMF a support to akasa IMF
na kan brofo na no chama na ye de o
was why you seseye
aya brofo de aya brofo na no chama na ye de to san kontombre na o ye no I will give you something like palaver sauce brofo na no ma na ye de keke ni ti achamu anie
minua ba rekope I say brother today dear I don't get you at all. You are having a positive look towards governments and government's actions, but I beg we need to punish them.
Ovampo obia no wenya
ti kwabene tio ebia me minua ba e me chire ma chire no enfom so aba and from so no abano intem use word busuefo no wo besena ko na busueni nu besena ko no wotwe tan ne nhihye ni bia nkode ba no papa no a ye firi se obeba no ubekom no na ono so ebepesa akwan ni bi so afa e de a recover efiri se ade no ehia to omo enti said ye John kan bire bi se wonye president da enti wontimi ntumefo no enye wo mo ne kwafa esla bae
yeah
wo de esla bae ne we nu ankasa ntia
yeah
we mu bae no esla no
enu wo mbedi ye
aha enti said ye John kan say honeymoon na nipa bi kura ntia se ye twe na bo so no
yeah
say ya man allowance say ye poyempo 32 years of the two political parties no eno ma bi akochew na emom ye nyina na ye nya kokoduro say ye sha ase foforo na ye sha ase foforo no ma bi ho a ye intolerate ebi ni say wo se me am se me pe bosia nti no wo baje bosia agi debi I was say eno na yetimi ehwe say yen aye koto aba no ade ne ye ba beka say emekansem bi na ada yen no rhetoric no propaganda no misinformation na wo wie a wabedane wa no
of a wonim say saa de we ya abeda ho no ebinom kura agene ye wonum say eye o kai say nanabi kan say omondrope vat no
entrekeshi
ena
ebinom no onu go free him
ya
onu national organizer go free him entrekeshi
ebinom nso agene ye wonum say I say enipa bi ena bo Dr. Mahmoud Bawomi abro said
abro do mu bodi mi papa
yeah offer
akwape no was ma go ga say wono de was opekwa Japan as no running meet
ena
akrani be say am here dolomi neke
ena ebinom nso kura kire say aside ba ku ya ke bi kura kire say yesi Dr. Mahmoud Bawomi na kwose emrasebejafo na chi say omo empe ken wofuriata nti ono nso ebeye bibia obebo na bro
we mu no ya na speculation
yes enna wogusu a
enye ken wofuriata de koko gina eye kwasoa ekoka say delivery of Mamadou Bawomi as atam na nabi use youth wing no Emma Mamadou Bawomi ekoka say nye ken wofuriata de koko if I could finish ken wofuriata de koka say Dr. Mamadou Bawomi demonstrated say he can wear the big shoes of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. It's here na no manamenti.
Okay. And now officer okaya de yese assembly nia dance ya. Yetrebi de ya dance ya. Just last 2 weeks and na Gabi ochre daako. A friends. Yeah, a friend some trefo say we jai politics here.
Or say we jai local politics.
Aha.
And you see local one because we jai politics. Local politics.
Of I mean in local politics, ya Ghana politics.
Oh yes, you are the usual say local politics.
I mean, so one more local teams in here, one more about Ghana.
Alright. So also we jai politics.
And we jai local.
Aha. We are happy to hear you say we jai local.
Ya had the end we jai. Into wabaya politics, I want international. But imagine say enkofo boa uwofa ena obedi president but what dia wosi waja ye dia ye
den na no wofa ne president
ofa said da no kura wo kire me mu
ne cousin no mo ye nuanom Susan Oforiata ni nuane Adeline Oforiata enti omumi no nyina no e de ko omu nyina se Oforiata enana ne omumi no nyina
na what the
Oforiata ba ne omumi no nyina
wa bedi nkofo na boa no na wo de wo si wagyae
and also I how ada by for the boss we jai and so how na
how fa nti sa na wi asete
was so nya mo fam politics
obi aboa ema o cousin abedi awie ema what the man trash obi nsa nti on de onko no nko an na bra wa hu
owura kokko hand down Guyana ati ada ne de Guyana na yenyina yekotena ma mene Ebenezer ni na ate a former member of parliament Ablikuma Central Constituency and a member of Dr. Baumia's communications team na ewie Dr. Bama de Baumia bold solutions our day bano yen konko tete ho kakra ni na ate
Over.
good afternoon
Afternoon. Over my official pa.
afin kometri afisa se na yenyina ye ne age na Dr. Mama de Baumia nya ba bi gina nya safi na ne rebi fi wa mo asa abre
Over me that's it.
right
Na I say I will show what fast so.
Also what can be papa na na mete nka no wakopie mu central region ho ba bi kodi nkomo bi nam say ni na tabe de what do right now your expectations this afternoon anything
Over me that's my menchia with you for na menchia MPP for you now. And ewie anas meka say numeri be say nunum ye mampeni abegechire ono anso na okita frank emu ede ma MPP one Ghana fo nyina ebekasa na one yen ebekasa ewo nia ono di nia odi esin ni so nyankopon ye adom na Ghana fo ede 2 minimum na dia oba beye ede aboa na watu mpon ede ama oman Ghana enti no dia watu ne din or say bold solution for the future. Bold solution for the future. And it's share near this ni foresight near opes or ye edema or mine Ghana nyankopon ya adoma ene ne enumeri oni Ghana for ebekasa. No bekasa e wo kwan bebre so oni ebekasa e wo ye yesikasemu oni ebekasa e wo amamuomu oni ebekasa e wo infrastructure development. Every sector of the economy is going to touch on it. Oni ebekasa on your friend is saying your loans, everything as a d or in puntu edima or minor is going to talk to us about it in Yamie Adoma enumeri.
oh enti be ya dia obi be kasa dada no a anase be ya dia ebetimi ama ye hope bi ana
ADAKABRI nia uba betino ene enumeri eye ade fufra Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia edeba se osha almost all the time anytime about Bawumia ebekasa biano or the different ideas and the different solutions in Eden or deba. And I can tell you, say, and enumeri, ebi ebebo no watche, and I no so any no watche, obeka say you know. Ube will say, yes, indeed, he is fully prepared to take the mantle to be the president of the Republic of Ghana. And yet the normal your friend is saying speeches are this time around, he's giving us detailed information of every sector of the economy and the way forward. And that is what is going to give us this evening.
and it's a part now one more mususu say he couldn't be saying anything different from a year nanado those performance almost all can say na kire
ADAKABRI se ushe Ghana hanom menyi biaye. But I can tell you, say, from 1992, ebesi ene ayak yemino kase yanya about 4 or 5 vice presidents. Mikai Konkansaka, Mikai Evans Atanos, Mikai John Mahama, Mikai Emisa Atta, Mikai Aliu Mahama. Met me a culture say, when you look at all the vice presidents we have had through the constitutional rule, the best vice president we have ever had in this country is Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Yes, only will be here, Juma. Nipano Emma instruction as to what you should do. And in their answer, obey. And then today, I'll not be surprised if Vice President will tell us ni role not all play as a Vice President in another administration. And near Odibaye on board. The Okaye joined the campaign from 2008 to 2020 in some of promise and all which one of them are on to me and they are to me. All these things he will spell out today for us to see. So because say, oh, now we are vice president, and then why on another timer. Obi and I do with him. Nipana or do with him no or only vision is different from Baumia's vision. Usha, MPP, we have had about 4 presidential candidates. Edu Boahin, Edeba J. Kufuor, Edeba Nanado. Now we have your friends and Baumia. Every one of them have their own vision. Every one of them. Usha dia Kufuor be ya. Enye no Nanado e build be. But dia Kufuor be ya Nanado e be try be so on do no kasa ni vision edi ba ya. Baumia so eba ono so on vision na ono so be bu oman no. It all comes according the same Danko Dombo tradition and a yedi jumano. So everybody and his vision are heading or the babebu or minor. So it does not mean that he's going to neglect what Anado have done and I say downplay what Anado have done. No, but Obiane Dianyako pointing at the match or their man and how he or she want to run his administration. And that is exactly what he's going to do tonight.
Nti just omo kase Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia in one breath the best ever vice president of Ghana and Saka. In other words, the same Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia was never given the opportunity to perform. The Ghana for mano a hearing na ye hunu ono ankasa na vision no. Which way any ever?
ADAKABRI, it is a fact. One, he's the best vice president we have ever had. That's why I've given you vice president Ayenya. Compare them to that of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. You can see a clear difference on it. Secondly, we're giving him a role to play as a vice president. We are yet to give him a role to play as a president. That is why I make say, Obiane in vision. He's coming out with his own vision as a president and not as a vice president. So he's passing away of the vice president position to a president position whereby Ohonom is sent on his authority as to what he has to do for this country. So Ruben who said, Obiane Bedini Lemu as to what he or she wants to do. And that's exactly what is going to happen this evening, God willing.
At the end of it all, now we will see Tama Dr. Bawumia obey a flag bearer or say yes. He has his vision.
Yes.
Na in due course, you better.
Yes,
And now Obe can once me. To career, you benya the opportunity at the Atoto. John Dramani Mahama on a 24-hour economy, ramp up production, and more people will get employed. And then Alan Kojuchi Martin on also say a great transformational plan, preferring 152 solutions for economic recovery. Ni beda ho am ye hunu baby obi agina. Right, ni nate ye lusu no. Ebenezer ni nate a former member of parliament Ablikuma Central and a member of the Bawumia's communications team. And now one my idea and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia okokasa hope and now the Bregana for Gusuneti and it 100.9 interviews better us.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different.
Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibia so beri ni waware ne a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. Udan kwanu tumu ho. Me be mo anu nsu hye kura dia ka ho. Uhade e wapi ho. Ukasa batete. Eda fom ho. This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a baba worry.
Aso,
ye fear said this way chocolate drink, yes, or no pan on yenum. Ye bishop free gymnum no snack. Ye yaho one on the seven woman. Ye did really a pebibia bog we had yasua. This way chocolate drink in yenum. And at this one, what's yanua? Has such a woman, cocoa woman, pricky woman, bibia woman. I don't hear any social.
This way chocolate drink.
You hear any social.
FDA, I just said you didn't crack to more to say a ye.
He is not good for you. Mama, I get me photo. I get me photo. We need be more about. Dana Kekano. The piano be so be. I want me to know.
Maria Teresa, UTV telenovela for Fra Yakofaba. Maria Teresa, eya baba wa ho fefo. Nimdifo ya wo bode bra e wo krokesie mu. Na so akwa wie se wo papa akoda afiase enti wo san be krase. Ebe hwe abusua adwuma sede ebe ya ebe koso na forma ya woda adwuma na no woni nani nhia sei na so adwuma ebe tumi akoso ana wode ho ahi ebe sa akoninti
Maria Teresa me kasa me pesa ade no kra ne free go mafaya mu
Maria Teresa eye UTV weekend telenovela ya sandia ba ye no efiada memeneda kwasiada nwumre na nwotwebia ewo UTV so sini Maria Teresa nya dadi na hwabi na namfo ni bi ye kobra abusuafo ni bi ye kobra ebinom ye kakape hwahuye
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe.
Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Oh, ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized.
Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibia so beri ni waware ne a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. Udan kwanu tumu ho. Me be mo anu nsu hye kura dia ka ho. Uhade e wapi ho. Ukasa batete. Eda fom ho. This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a baba worry.
Aso,
Ye fear said this way chocolate drink, yes, or no pan on yenum. Ye bishop free gymnum no snack. Ye yaho one on the seven woman. Ye did really a pebibia bog we had yasua. This way chocolate drink in yenum. And at this one, what's yanua? Has such a woman, cocoa woman, pricky woman, bibia woman. I don't hear any social.
This way chocolate drink.
You hear any social.
FDA, I just said you didn't crack to more to say a ye.
He is not good for you. Mama, I get me photo. I get me photo. We need be more about. Dana Kekano. The piano be so be. I want me to know.
Maria Teresa, UTV telenovela for Fra Yakofaba. Maria Teresa, eya baba wa ho fefo. Nimdifo ya wo bode bra e wo krokesie mu. Na so akwa wie se wo papa akoda afiase enti wo san be krase ebe hwe abusua adwuma sede ebe ya ebe koso. Na forma ya woda adwuma na no woni nani nhia sei na so adwuma ebe tumi akoso ana wode ho ahi ebe sa akoninti.
Maria Teresa, me kasa me pesa ade no kra ne free go mafaya mu.
Maria Teresa eye UTV weekend telenovela ya sandia ba yɛyi no efiada memeneda kwasiada nwumre no ngɔtwibia ɛwɔ UTV so sini Maria Teresa nyadaade na hwabi na namfuo ni bi yɛ kobra abusuafuo ni bi yɛ kobra ebinom yɛ kakapɛ hwɛ ho yie
Neat 100.9 FM so any na ene Wednesday February 7 2024 time just about approaching 4 minutes to 3 now in the studios Courage Nobi of the Movement for Change Afrafranto team wabahase yen bidin komo Kingsley Amaliba Aruna enso enam kwema onso so ebetena se ni nyina no ene Dr. Muhammad Baumia expecting say ono so edini bold solutions ne vision ebeba nanu fiada so Alanche Martin so 152 solutions especially for the economic recovery efa ni great transformation plan no ono so ogusu a all tauto echirichiremu ede echire Ghana for John Dramani Mahama enso so as a ramping up production to create more employment 24-hour economy ana ono so ede aba Courage yamo atenase ede Obanit FM so na ompo Abraham Fimfia na sa Mike na nkoyi mfama me na bra parent ya say mum na be rest assured say normal okay want to say Courage
ofa adom boy de adom ne ja futu kakra mpanyimfo a munim yen mode ma yen na yada so de bobra ya ne o executive producer Emmanuel Odame atun safra maba betwa ena awie nti Ghana mebuno a ya adwen se afi die yenkɔ no senia da yekono no na yepese Ghana manyosem no anim sisa eni sisa na ede mfaso ebre Ghana man sa adwuma ne so hu inkitan dia namna mede abepie hai na mabepie hai de wafa minchia the queen butterfly the queen butterfly ye nyina ye mame Patricia Christabel Trematin
na duchwa
ne Kingsley nyina the wife of Alan John Kwadwo Trematin, the leader you can trust. Iseme mana hapa area.
Right.
Na movement for change for volunteers for change. Volunteers I say we are partnering with Alan Trematin for change. Yadana say Eshani say wetime de akumapem ene papa atina all these years. Na papa character na nyamede dom no ma Victoria etete no ono so atimi asomu amana ye krogen saa bepem ne afin kwa wie no Ghana nyina benya ho emfaso kese pa amana ka Africa ene wiase afa na nyina na wafa making kan na me ko hu se unmi se World Investment Forum honorable Alan John Kwadwo Trematin ne brainchild.
Hey sir.
Yes. World Investment Forum.
World Investment Forum.
Obekaya Papa Kufuor Abreso. Tamo trade and industry minister. UNCTAD. This UNCTAD 11.
That's Ghana.
Ghana. Na onuna now in charge.
Okay.
As part of the program no. Anoka say no. For the first time in the UNCTAD no. Let's introduce the World Investment Forum. After UN adapt here up to ene omoda so nti so kasa onim bia sika no in private sector onim bia investments no wo ibetimi e dia build Ghana yema eka ememne yen a onim di oka
so on that grano am so mabakwasem no Ghana ni abeyo mo secretary general dana as a Kendazi
no correct
Kendazi
no correct
and I'm saying Queen Saki so called
Queen Saki.
I
think New York.
UN. Okay. Hey, Hunted. In fact, traded here. Unse who here a UN for no.
Papa. Because Niamo mu
World Trade Organization and UN Conference on Trade and Development. Hunted. Okay.
Because their UN 4 year nyina no. Se trade anko yie ama amanama na enye sika ama mu bia omuntimi nyom adwuma. Aha, omuntimi enye. Enu ti na hu hi omo pa.
There is a World Trade Organization okra no. Esa ya na omudi akotune United Nations no in itself.
Oh yeah, no kra pa because say trade international trade ACEC pima. Niama hu hi organ ha bia won satimika. Fa ho ba bia wo. Aha. Na niama no goods ni services ni move smoothly sa. E de ahoto na eden ana eba. Say obi produce ni niama wo north. Na timi epue mu movie akodu Switzerland, akodu Tokyo. Ni ade no. Na ho abamfa so ma wiase nyina. Nti sa trade no nimdie a ye de facilitate sa trade no. Ehun hia pa. Enu nti na Yeri Alan John Kwadwo Chematen oye very well respected globally na wafa onene nam na mushia ambassadors impenifo na we hu respecta omode mapapa no respecta omode mapapa no we hu
he defer to him.
Oh madafo ba ko a membo ni din owo GIPC na first na maka alantre mati asema na on family serious na me say one conference AU ana the GIPC had like nipa be 5 or more kan ho koye okoba no se carriage asem na oka no sana dia oka kresa obi ehu na yes sir ewo AU ho Ethiopia ho
a towering figure
colossus ele mi boro amaleba brofo ni bi colossus of a political figure e ba ne se nimdie trade investment development continent here omo insini form kra enu nti na omo anu no lead AFCFTA ene ehun headquarters wa ha mabunu business na any opportunity say omo betimi export trade freely across
yama amaleba so akwa abai amaleba yamo akwa abai mo transfer so
over majoso
yo John Dramani Mahama and what to saying?
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Ramping up production, creating more avenues for employment, 24-hour economy. Minti we.
Of Amedasi. I mean, for na minia courage no be. Yenia. Of once I told our real boapa. Courage na mi bribi atwam ne sabre ya there is difference.
I just say wo wan ware na unua so ware ya oni mu an say otete abonti ka say wa ware na wo yire we
ofa ya ba so bona me de man
wo yire we
enche
obe wa
we can you imagine
obe kwa ko gb ama me wo fati heidie
our girlfriend
me mo bi an kametia
na mane ba say wo na hye
ofa wo yema so won
be ma ka botai say
anyway how you kwa ho yem to aso
one of the ones na be fi
do dia hwede ba na
iguzu dio
yo wofa awie irade adomo a ajebo ajanaba ba enche jaba bedu mampini abedi ekire Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia so obekasa na Ghana so ya wen ya te ya so ini ya wen ya so ya twen sama oba beka but he courage in some Okan. Fantastic. I am not an MPP member. And I don't think say may MPP because over be me see me die kwana me dada ni so die hu MPP flag or me die mo ade eche me bu dan na gu na matu akọ but Honorable Alankojo Chirematen ye nipa bi a I admire him a lot. Nanka me hwehwe say Corner President Mahama ebeko akansie in 2024 about 2 day anymore. Kebe the contest of ideas. a be present some level of serenity and civility to our political engagement and discourse. And I like what Nobby is doing. Ideas, policy proposals, programs and directives, and how we would move Omaino from one state to another. Undoubtedly. Alan Kojo Chiramatin is one of the decent politicians who like President Mahama. No matter how hard you try, we never be being comfortable. As some of the can a bosremuka because we near dance or the bebatahu. Na bosremuka dear sabi yankan impinianim. So, but anyone on kwa ye won't crow phobia medicain are more excel well in their respective field. JB Dankwa, for instance, no a lawyer, a respected legal luminary of his time. But when it comes to politics, Ofeli Poto, he couldn't excel in politics. The same way, and JB, that's Dr. Buzia, Dr. Kofi Abrefa Buzia, ye tuna by Nugu, ye Kwame Nkrumah Krata, very sweet love letter, very sweet heart letter, a commando, far away from exile in Guinea Conakry. Na, Ochiremu Nientia. Now, by no ono Kwame Nkrumah nim say, because he was an abysmal politician. And to offer, I think that technocrats should be on their lane. So, there is this guy, Sir David Attenborough. So, yeah, Sir David Attenborough.
Attenborough.
Yes. Okay, well, for all the what na UK, until they were from a different from media, and school dropout primary for the year back on a timber of Nequanim. Oh, sir,
ATTENBOIOUGH.
Yes.
Attenborough.
Good. Oh, you're one of the naturalist journalists I'm following up, and I watch a lot of his videos. And now, Oyobia, what Timmy, like, we're bringing nature or the nature up by Nipa. Or the obo diebo bremu aben nipa. Said ya, yonku fani chaka eda enua ene mwantem ene mwa ene nso eboa ma nipa asrem ekoso. Very wonderful. We stay on the lane. We develop along that line. And a what just legacy. I dare say record the papa ne bejano so yanko poto nsa friend na. Obi ni hua obetimi a break that record. Maybe it will take centuries for someone of his kind of caliber or kind to emerge. In the same way, I will situate Dr. Honorable Alan Kojo Chiramatin. Ebani trade, ene a dready in San Yomana, or your ben for ho, Nemo Sabana Mayo Samoa, mean impact for ho. For you to be able to present yourself as a towering political figure, I'll be the impact. Abba. Now affect your money now. You should be a man of your words. You must be able to stand for wrong. You must be able to stand against wrong things. The one of the most disadvantaged the service honorable Alan Kojo Chiramatin man who say or didn't hokobo mampine kufuado abai. Na scandal se course you know or tenamukosi bra or no who say ni eko ye be sacrifice me no hwe ne ho. Enti security hairborn abaswa yen kai say baby o mampine kufuado asa o mana babedru no honorable Alan Kojo Chiramatin sa bakosem ye twro a e be bode din so aka ho bi. Over. Regardless of the omoye nyina aye ru Alan Kojo Chiramatin so boama sa ne o mana koso no. Enega ni ntimi ntua yeka. Inflation many yen. 2022 according to World Bank report, over 500,000 Ghanaians were pushed below poverty line. And as we speak, abandoning the tax about no ankasa ne party executives any abine ko. So they are ready at Abraka. For the first time in the history of Ghana. Yeah, abine any tax policy about or no ankasa ne party for. And a you want to say hey abine where party no nya adwen. Yay, ama yoku na wo de nanso ne wo de kɔ no ho true. Aboa no wa won de asuoja. Aban we adidi asuoja. And you ask yourself, who is bringing his head out to own a nneɛma ɛkɔ so aban no mu no. Ɔmampanin Abedi Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia, the chairman of the economic management team. Ya ɔnfɛn Alankoyo Kyerɛmaten ɛka ho no. Ɛnɛ, whether he is supporting the tax policies of the government or he is against, we don't know, because we don't know cancel from taxation to production. Production you hwee. Say the sole policy and responsibilities and initiatives by Ken Oforiatta. And also yenim. Say Omampeni Akufo-Addo opemu a okso akufremu so ache Ghana for ne tiri mu po and na ban ede adwuma yenim. Say part ni so na ehye aban no kutupa ya omode tax mene Ghana for yenim. Ade ade sei anwuma gua negu to the extent that abanya ye Ruala Nkyematen asumo mu no say omo aban no say business for aban be sa bredi entwa yie bomochichie na fi nsu asebeka so danchema wu danchem yare ho na bedi ho achinye eni nto de betu dwa say asemu Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia eba bekan wa bre enye bi fufuru bia no de ba ne team at some point that me can say edinya that nsem o de ba no so say the next chapter of Ghana's leadership na yen bia na current chapter npo yaka ho nsem awia na yen ka ho nsem wie so far niema mo kika ba yina no experimental leadership, expression of unattainable hopes. No more deba. Ghanaians are not ready to listen to that. Bede ejina eni pimpenso omani ewo sisiano. We are in the ditch. Kana kopim. And sisiano ye say fuel ewo engine mo ebetimi apia free mo. That's all we are looking. Ghanaians are looking at. You don't just elect a president. No. Take up. Just elect a president in Tia. I said it far back in 2015. Say Ghana folk or two aba. Near the sa about one. Yes, some buying a free NDC in some. At the MPP. The ritual and the Yakoya. Then we had no business going into 2016 election far back in 2015. In some of my kind, I believe I stand vindicated. In the same way that just a president and yes, President Mahama Waka, no wachram, baby, or do or mine ko jina I'll hand it over Omampeni Akufo-Addo. We are talking about trade. Sir, Africa Continental Free Trade Zone, no, headquarters in one in Dubai. President Mahama built it right here. Why did he advocate it and bring it into Ghana? Hey, please, President Mahama built it. About the saying about the trade, import and exporter, make the African Continental Free Trade no, headquarters in Ghana. And enough rich. You have Bahama brains soon is here. About the saying, you come in. When your time comes, you come in.
Export Promotion Council for and now building no.
Okay.
Okay,
sit down here. Very well. But what for? Import cry where assassin so me boy. E we fear. E we assassin so. That's what I mean.
You couldn't have said
over assassin so. But I believe that I know that the construction of that building started far back in NDC's time. Over, your import and export bank, Exim Bank Ghana. Why did President Mahama establish Exim Bank? To support Ghanaian trade and to offer financial support to one person export to Nyoma free or minimu and no one person import to Nyoma free or minimu. Or metimeno moye na akono basa hariso. That was why we built it. Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. President Mahama created it. You can't decouple trade from that. Besides that, NDC before them, Osha Sabria, a sooner a day, or the saying, a jadi force power, the exchange rate, CD dollar relationship. Ye ja almost 3.25, 3.75. President Akufo-Addo complained about it, and then I'm saying, almost 13 Ghana cedis. Where is the level of trade today? And when the city began to run the area under Akufo-Addo government, it happened at the time Honorable Alankoyo Kyerematen was there. Look at institutions who used to say, how do you call it? GRA, and they harass the Ghanaian businessmen. Let's also look at the banking sector cleanup, who deliberately targeted Ghanaian banks and nicked them out of the business sector. the banking sector, the insurance sector of the country, it is no longer controlled by Ghanaians. Your banks have been, your financial sector have been largely now dominated by expatriate banks. That profit now taken out. How can there be an effective trade activities in the country to oil the Ghanaian business Ghanaian business sector and the private sector for that matter? So they almost contribute significantly to the economic development of Ghana. When we talk about trade, now financial sector and dominated by one person. How do you run that trade in the component of the economy? So you see what the failure came from. In any case, when all these things were going on, we did not see Honorable Alankojo Chematin as he is, the wisdom about trade and business relationship, the understanding he have acquired and that expertise knowledge, he could not unleash it to deal with these issues, in an equilibrium level and manner, near to the benefit of the Ghanaian business community. In any case, so my suggestions to be a other niante. Na me wa me ye dwuma e wo baabi. Na me din susu ba 1 2. Na me fi say san susu ye dwuma e be boa. Na wan fa ye dwuma na me be hunu say me de me yansa ma won fa ye dwuma. Who as a leader over with that position, I will resign from it and protect my integrity. But unfortunately, it couldn't happen. So far, baby, the major problem that we are facing now, your youth are leaving. Now, so Ghana are troop out of the country. We're more in the active labor force. The best they can do is some school after national service. They'll be roaming all over the street of Accra and many places of Ghana. They leave the country. Thousands have left, and thousands are on the list to leave. How can we build the next chapter of Ghana as Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia is pontificating to present this afternoon? When our youth are leaving, we cannot do the old stuff and receive the same or expect a different result. And you think that President Mahama said, Omanya yeda 16 hours, nearly 8 hours a year, that Omani cannot develop. We need to think outside the box and unleash the next level of Ghanaian potential, because the technical know-how and the knowledge of the Ghanaian people, you can't take it away from us. All sectors of Ghana, all sectors of expertise across the world, they be a Ghana for Kobian have excelled.
Okay.
Why can't we also maximize that capabilities? And the 24-hour economy is aimed at unleashing and unraveling and promoting, developing, and creating an enabling environment for Ghanaians to contribute towards rebuilding this country. It can only be done through that policy proposal, which everybody have accepted it. Now the IMF the crying said 24-hour economy no over. Oko market women who omu obika. Oko adaba for who omu obika. Oko baby ko biano. All the various level of the business sectors of the country will be our understanding of the 24-hour economy.
Okay.
And I am grateful to Ghanaians for embracing it and bringing out their ideas. We will implement it and make sure that Ghana will move to the next level.
Right. Kingsley, Amaliba Haruna, and Otene, is of the NDC stock. Courage Nobi, movement for change. Afrafranto, and also so 152 economic solutions are a great transformation plan. No can once. Na Alanche Martin say onam airborne to saying the city here. Na fe no Alanche Martin Dr. Mamadou Bawumia bekasa na enso kasa e dey ne wo mu courage no be inti we
ofa afi 2024 abaye kotu. There's no appetite for empty talk. Kra any empty talk one botre. Sa akono no ebi ni ho. Yede ohaw ahokyere ene eyaw aye timu organa sisi no. Eno ne de koto aba no. Na ya yehwehwe ene opanyia na brabo fitine mofrase ekere se yede oman hye ne nsa owonimdie ene suban yede kyekyerema ne yeyie ye pe obi a ewo ono ane private life wetimi I excel our build a good track record of performance brofo be say o se ade yo eba no abamu nso a wetimi a kire se ote development ase na bibia de ahye ni se bia no wetimi aye eno ana yehwe enye ti se na ano no 1592 we to ayampia na we ato sa na the issues that matter bread and butter issues no na eno na kota nchen na se yeto aba ni wie na sunsun so oba na okwabrane atiesi ha emi anka metimi aye bi krat mi bisa 170 questions nanso timemufo hwe eno na omosanto abama saa nipa na ontimi enye hwe ono ane questions no ontimi enye den ansa na se wentimi ansa wo questions a wo seti enyu bi na seti ma wo a ofa dem biom na oba beka kire yin wo be bisa questions foforo ana say wo be maye excuse de ntia wow questions wentimi answer maybe nti mimi huni say Ghanaians have moved on ebano eye Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia concerning Alhaji Bawumia Ghanaians have moved on Shamone Dawson disappointment no eye great disappointment in it no Ghana for a movie away movie on from the style the brand what he represents no Ghana for a movie on nti kasa bia hu hia ntimi nsesa hwe wofa asa 2012 na Ghana your indications ni nyina was in the positive inflation single digit interest rate money bia ana nyame Adaoma Otun Safre President Mills. Anna now former President Mahama Ebesum economy num. The Shenisa. So Brofumni say we inherit a very thriving economy. Within 4 years. Or the economy ko share bomu. Ehun be here ye say be call IMF. Na IMF aboa yen ama yesan aba soro. Within 4 years, John Mahama collapsed the Ghanaian economy. 4 years over 2012 to 2016. And I said, Debbie, wait dear. Yamfem buma maninye ye. Inti Ghana for a kotuaba. Me, wafa na meka hubi. Dum soma stop. Na meka hubi. How can $1 be $1 before four cedis? Na meka ho 2014. Ye ni nyina bi. Ekoya kosi se Ghana for eto abama Nana Bawumia. That time no offer. Central University public lecture. Legon public lecture, UCC public lecture upon public lecture, espousing ideas, publication of questions. Inti Ghana foko kiye ya call up and down a campaign eto abano before we kokra no president Akufo-Addo. Then can the Akufo-Addo e catch and say the ntia ade poti ntia wako chusu now Vice President Alhaji Bawumia his knowledge on economy. Wa ye juma Bank of Ghana da nti oti economy ase enunti no aten ababe ye na be de chire se ne be ya ye to aba ni ono oye lawyer onye economist nti economy ni de ono President Akufo-Addo oni mo hwe everything economy Alhaji Baumia and a handle. Nukren so ya tu abawie head of economic management team. Abribia no dimu akotiama. Former senior minister Osafomafo. Ekache Ghana fo nyina se yembo sembon semuma Alhaji Baumia for Oyisu Brofubine sterling leadership of the economic management team. Se bibi be ni kakra bi account na be stabilize kakra no man home so no age credit. Se trade minister na be benefit bia no man no so no age credit. Se communication and a baby be no man so. This has been the most active vice president ever in the Fourth Republic. The current vice president say more space. Omwenya space to be active. Ama party first that say bono so mrane said the best vice president ever. The best vice president ever. Sana it will be short-lived. Now the best of medicine is known during crisis. Utimika say ni madie ye pa yes bibia ye correct bibia ye okay obi ani but so ni ye pa problem ba ani o say ntuhwe football mu a Messi oginamu yetimi hye Barcelona 2-0 no aka ne ho apete kiki no atre say ndido e Messi behwe na akosi 3-2 goals no o hyemu mienu e supply ba ko ne say akwede indeed onimbobo enti se o manage economy na crisis BC ana problem bi ba eye samre ne hu say indeed economy no tiase ana won tiase economics no unim ana wunim ofa since covid ba ye bepomne ehia extraordinary economic capacity brain bibia ntiminsi wo Ghana ha bibia ntiminsi ye ona also yaresa for penyi fide yare aba ye de na beto mpaso sane yare a osi ni enti amantimi ansare yare ne se yare we de yare pa ye koya na se bae enti jomama fa thriving economy e de kwasha IMF obai na there was an IMF program no ama also extending no by 1 year and ye fisi sabre no 2020 bepem ne untimi nya ho hwe ema ni ngina ye untimi nya ho hwe interest rate bobo inflation bobo food price bibia enkowie kira eye to na ade memne yen eno kofa your friend lazy man's approach se bibi nkoyi a jeto wotimamufo ho nti say ye communication nkoyi a jeto sports nkoyi a jeto education nkoyi a jeto bibia ne eto sa tax na memne yen tax a ye de ye development target no ye de ne de ye de punish it memufuo azisia no bone so be Ghana ni nti our position moving away from taxation to production obaya production bobo idea as honorable Alanche Martin e de buy say ye betimi di industrialize ma production abakra no mo starve ministry no mo amani sika yes. First 2 years of the Akufo-Addo presidency, one district, one factory was moved to the presidency. A sign or time Emma Alanche Matinti. 2 years no be Adiana Kwano no dream no de buy and farmer na Yanimbe Guas went to me yet. And send almost signed the bar back to trade ministry. Abrunti or time hunti. Sa limited time no crampo no wafa. Otimi initiated 296 factories, AUM 126. I only created 160,000 jobs 24,000 direct jobs. You could be winning dia. Into the midst of COVID, no one when you know with the limited resources and time, no, Alan Tremati was creating jobs. With policy, Otimi drafted policy keke. Amene, yes, sheka Ghana ha. Policy. And no policy so there offer. Tirim. Policy, nyansa. Enti economy yi crash ye. Chief economist Alhaji Baumia enti mi amboni trimu anya policy bia ama enfense vi Ghana ama yakoda IMF. Nti ene don oba beka kire yin. Ofa den asem ben ana oba beka kire Ghana for. SSA ye ya sutie etie no. Wofa alantrematika asembi o say ono onye corrupt da onye corrupt ne onye corrupt nso da 3 tenses. He's never been corrupt, he's not corrupt, and he will never be corrupt. Into effectiveness na ewo ni mu no because who the two shenensa or the two ne ye adwuma e ma ho ba mfaso o the 10 shenensa otimi de ye adwuma ma ho ba mfaso o the 100 shenensa otimi de ye adwuma ma so ba mfaso because owonimdie no e woni suban no eka ho. Alhaji betimi aka kire yen sa ene. The past 7 years of his leadership, me hwe so betimi abo word no corruption so betimi abo ne na me twen ahwe nti ye ni appetite for kasahunu no kra no sani aye no Alanche Martin 2nd February the National Economic Summit building consensus minio wa hei ebaye ebetie doctors ne experts gutafo TUC4 ebaye beye contribution as to kwan ebe faso the 4 pillars of the economy: industrialization, infrastructure, agriculture, and tourism. No, you betimi afaso amagana tam into my pefra. Yes, you industrializing the added value into a 60% of your raw materials. No, you be added value and send your export because a whole Jumano war. When this is a buy no. Infrastructure no matter the best infrastructure ni ho. I best support the industrialization and agricultural agenda now. It's massive infrastructure development led by the private sector because yanyene sa eyeto eneka ene de bebreye eno so beda ho. And say about agriculture ye an innovative approach. I am agri financing eko form etimi ye technology ebem ema abantimi create market for produce. Enu nyina nso no ye bo ho komo ho and about tourism. Kwan ben betimi improve infrastructure and facilities at our various tourist centers, building a local economy around the tourism facility. So na mebuna wo ho no so enye den enye nyuma aye around that same resource ewo omwasa aseso no enu se bobobobo mu enumu na 152 solutions to our economic problems. This is the progressive path. Your person for 2024. Alanche Martin represents that competence. No, it is obia bekasana. Your person backed by track record. Say now no the outcome no. Then wait me aye. I nunti. Yan sign a mouth chance. Oshe Kwame Nkrumah Obaye as General Secretary on the back of his effectiveness as a General Secretary no. Oteno ho emebunu ebodi nachi ema oje independence ema Ghana but yabako semu no oyi president Mills fi ho as a vice president no omunya ade yes my president Mahama o the vice president 4 years atoyen chamber e de share nsa ogunu poto ene another vice president eka chere say enye de yemetie no then obabeka the most active vice president ever inti me expect say obema account of ne stewardship for the past 7 years 7 years ya Ghana economy ye de ahye wo nsa no unim de enu unyansa no den na watimi de aye ehe ena de Ghana akosi se otimi kan no na se Ghana fo tie no mo hwe na se po wo mu a ebi on be consider but the evidence of the economy ebotum ne wo enye krata so ne wo enye speech mu ne wo the state of the economy no will be abotum is in fuel prices, it's in tariffs, it's in utility prices, it's in food prices, it's in rent charges. Evidence of economy na hona wo. Inti enyo bi na babeka say a middle income economy. We are booming economy. Say booming a you experience it. Yako share a boom no we are experiencing it. So we know the state of the economy and we know those responsible for the failure of the economy. Nti any appetite for empty talk. Say be or the plan eba no about be pie Ghana for chew. Say mo in fact to me am de share mensa no economy a ye de share mensa no mintimi shedan bo me ho modern memu mesra mo. Mo nsa ma me second chance. They said the adwoma ma ye a. Ebia Ghana for be hu ni mobo. But Ekobani said the talk shop of the past. The talk shop prior to 2016. Smart suits, glasses, talking theory. Ekobani say no dia Ghana mebunu enya ne ho abotre. Ofa no kra no. Ye enya ne ho abotre kra. Nti great transformational plan abeto ni titru eye na watchi the economic cluster cluster 1 out of 6 no. Ye did you ama 152 solutions to economic problems e dia beto ho. Media me train say mete say vice president e wo magic bibio mu a nanso senia alanchematen kan no wabre de betimi aye bia no enu nsunsanso na ehu no enu resource ana ehu no nothing new obi samia that's it
amaliba
Bofa
ye wonu yakani
yate Ghana bibi yedre we don't have appetite for wasteful speeches and flowering promises. In the same way, we don't also have patience for try and error. Simple. You need time for try and error, cry. Na ye too kwine. Me kotna airplane mu mana demia kotna soro. You fly from Ghana straight to New York. You land baby over 12-13 hours flight. Na o be catch me say abrenti bi te car or to plane ni mu a wono or you just enlisted flight school student. On be try ne crash powers non fire nko. Who will listen to this? Abra experience pilot wo ho. Na ye bi da ho a ye de be nko ahwe. Over Womu ni nkrama wo fi no mo de mponche kwahwe. Ye won nkrama wo fi. Indian hear that mistake in the crowd. Ghanaians are not prepared for that try and error leadership. Corey say, Moko Economic Forum. Why do you convene economic forum? Where do you get that idea from? You got that idea from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Abel convened the first century consensus. See, you can hate President Mahama, no problem. After all, nipa ina dowedue, nipa ina taunso edue. But even within the NDC, so Mamon President Mahama Samuel Krampo cannot take this away from him. That the man is honest and humble. Opo kandemia or Bren Hwas no ya so etie ni manfo a John Mahama. Wan hwene ho say ya to Obama menti maso akofuna mu aso anti Ghana me na wo mampani. Say the Article 57 ekano. So I take precedence over all persons in Ghana and therefore I know all. No. Encourage. Let me tell you. 2014-15 economic challenges it wasn't President Mahama's making. Get it right. Be honest. I know Honorable Lakoyocha Martin, somebody can kawaha. I respect him. If anything at all, at least, or a decent person. I don't know whether he's truthful, but about decency or yeah. So be decent like him because decent people don't tell lies. It wasn't President Mahama's making. In any case, under John Drummond, Professor Mensa Banya na Wokano, President Mahama was a vice president. And we recorded a single digit of inflation for 33 months. That government provided a lot of social services for the country. Infrastructure started from that time when President Mahama took over. And the about infrastructure, courage, forget it because you himself a ban fourth republic here. So we President Rawlings, ye Mercy, or ye Mahama, everywhere. There is no Ghana. There is no Ghana. Digital infrastructure who laid the fiber optics across the country to give us the digital evolution. Who did that? It started far back in 1997 when President Mahama was the information minister. President Kufuor government ebe twaso and the legal regime, which was the NITA Act. And when Mens Mahama took over, the evolution began, particularly under President Mahama's government. And when she look at the schools he built across the country, look at the hospitals he built across the country, even about the area of trade, particularly the local economy. In terms of our market infrastructure. See Kumasi, for instance, and Kumasi Asante region, Minka say the business hub of Ghana. Say Ghana Kroba Kwa, and I say one city Quebec say Kumasi is the central business district of say Ghana. So Kumasi is the business hub of the country. You can't take it away from us, or you can't take it away. And until the President Mahama, see the biggest market center in West Africa, Kumasi, the Kejita Market Complex. Phase 2 Bayaka. So get those things right and put the matters in their respective positions. In any case, Corey, come on, better video so on. Kawase kamo pagana for chodi edikai. Because abra omampeni abedi echelaji Bahamadu Baomia. No onam ema lectures awo kan ho asem sisi. No 270 questions egun from emuno. Those questions now are two, you defended it as an MPP member at the time.
Where do you offer?
Please. No, let me continue. Let me continue. When your time will come, 1 second. And here 1 second, I said.
1 second.
No, you keep that second.
1 second.
Write it down. I was writing it. I was writing it down. Please. I was writing.
Marie Penty.
1 minute.
Marie Penty.
Dear na okan ya. Obes okan hobi.
Oh, I say 2016. Dia Alhaji Baumia Beye Vice President and Head of Economic Management Team. Na meka ho. Na mse no kran so Marie Penty. I've repented.
Over repentance.
Yeah.
Also repentance.
On catch Ghana for long patch. Ghana for the vision and no more. It's between him and the people of Ghana, not be. I just get the questions on behalf of the people. Over him. As someone I'm penekapa. Hey, I'm sorry. You get it? Not that I am too arrogant to say I'm sorry. But that statement, I'm sorry, no, comes with a cost. Your repentance cannot reverse the destruction that have been done to the country as a result of your advocacy.
But you should be repenting too.
And to what repent here? You can say I'm repenting, but what about the damage that your advocacy are causing to us?
Say doom so.
Doom so, bang. And as we speak, doom so is back. Aren't you aware? President Mahama came and met the problem. It was years of underinvestment in the energy sector. The conference how to buy it. He solved it and bequeathed a healthy economy to you people. What's the President Mahama run the economy down? How? Economy I run it down. No. It me my 100 or the same. It me my 3 cities 72 pesos to $1.
From 1 to 1.
Fine. See a call the we can go back to the year 2001 when President Kufuor took over. $1 was 1,000 cedis. By the year 2007, Amway redenomination, that dollar equal 11,000. Let's do the percentage increment or the depreciation. Our how do you call it? Your fiscal deficit. Now I have 6% in 2016. A Korea could do 17% and then about 12%. Under President Mahama, Bank of Ghana, Enyan for showing Sika, see the bank hospital. And the man Penin Kufadu Baumia, Yahu, no be dimut in Timaya neck, what cast what's our dream? What done it? He said you initially you were Saul and the one by your Paul, Ya Jedi, young fathers, but Bonia we are any dear, memory of you. Paul, sister, not no. What kind of woman or train through the book of Galatians? He constantly referred to the Christians, you know, Moshe Misubanya name team, I was Jew for Sumu. He said that. And to what can work on Subanya now the MPP mu? That got a phone and take you serious. Over under Mahama economy, 1 liter of fuel, they are 3 cities, 33 pesos. The whole gallon in now, now you 14 Ghana cities. Quality hey, was so wanted da. Omo titi Mahama, hono apaso. Mahama befre kunyaso, ya Ghana ya kaya de asomai, na ye 120.2 billion Ghana cedis. And ne, Bosian kwa 500 billion. Bosian kwa, your debt to GDP ratio was 56%. And ne, ye 103%. Ye 103%. One single year, Bank of Ghana Boka over 60.8 billion Ghana cedis. For the first time in the history of Ghana, unprecedented. This is the economy you are talking about. President Mahama Banya will say abono or bo mine sikasem no. O Jamo Esla, I never my Ghana government. 4.7 billion Ghana cedis per annum. And what Esla, energy sector levies. A revenue basket, the Maomo. Get fund, all of it will be quitted to you. COVID the buy a banner any baby on your sika, and the Mahama Casamo, Massa, Mamma Manehamo, Munko Stabilization Fund, Major $385 million to Munko Youth Academy Funko COVID. You went and took the money. What are you guys talking about? Revenue basket to buy, and a net or more prepare at to war. So, Honorable Alan Kodocha maintain the movement, and we 2024 elections, no more taking the mantle of leadership. Ombele or hands on to run the country. And the many problem. Say who can say what repent? Fine. I believe so. Boss what repent. That's good. But say the Americano, the harm have already been done. The damage have already been caused. And you cannot reverse it again. Youth unemployment. We left it 7% and then it came 18%. That is where we are today as a country. To the extent that even far back in 1819, there was this guy, a friend, no, Maxwell Kalari Adumbila, Otachro, Emma Daily Graphic. Otro the article be, I think, that was August 2018. By that time, no one say Ghana, you seek a seminar, and Saudi Gia 2 in now you're 10 cities. You demo 8 cities, 73 pesos, they go to Yaka. Naka 1 cities, 30 pesos. And then this guy, the ball mine home by. Far back in 2018, na COVID the yambai. By the time of COVID, ever strike, no, na Ghana, na more than Bobo over 120 billion Ghana cedis within a space of 2 or 3 years. Ah, come over fire. Now you're 120 billion. What are you guys talking about? So far, like I'm saying, we are going the most easier. What makes the election 2024 no, very interesting is Bano. Leaders na omo bana yehu omo honorable and Kojo Martin contributions in MPP or Mampini Kufado government ne damage omo cause o mine ya ene watwe ne ho afiri ho. I dare say say entrene ene hunu a ye de call so ntino dwane free mu enya sa na nka MPP ade nhyepa eto akwan na bibia cause totin no nya akwanya ebedi MPP amayoku nanim se Franka Tufo a had not be konkasa de okasa wa hey. He wouldn't go be defend everything that the government have done. Meanwhile, and he is telling us that a new caution enya the pa. Where were you? Where have you been all these years? Where have you been? Yebehu Honorable Alan Kojo Martin on one scale. Yes, and so woman penia bedi echire Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. Yeah, and they were renting Crophobia Chen Hueshia. Or more try so desperately to whitewash him and to put the blame no solely on the shoulders of Mampene Kufuado. Near Chiba Omia Film. Wafa, thanks some yen into me and into watching because and I form Aya Womo Pekrano, Omina Free Mamfrum, Omframa Fun Bako. Wosubai Aya the Crow. Funtun Funjam Danchem Funfu.
Who expectations of Dr. Mahumia this afternoon?
Wafa, many expectations better than the usual lies.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Brandon. Sabio, I trust some more kind of Musabe Brandon Ibium. And Wafa, innovative idea, bay. na Laji Mahamadu Baumia wo betimi aka wie ya edin sa kire beba. No, someone should tell me.
What's a bold solution?
Bold by solution be enabled. Just that they were coward in the past. Oh, no problem. And no wonder. Coward allies. And then, were ye Sabu a troka sokrato? And when he's not wearing a bold. What? Bold wow.
Hey. When I try to say this is
see, Papa, let me laugh my lungs out. Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia is talking about boldness. Really? He wasn't bold enough. Abre Obama studio ha. Na chairman general Kwame Sefakai Ebusade say, are you taxing Momo? Also, we won't tax Momo because Momo is done by the poor household. Taxing it means you're impoverishing the people. Momo Sema Bawumia.
Did he mention threshold? And answer was
no, also,
not at all.
It's a household.
It's a threshold.
What mentioned threshold? Yeah. The statement was definite that we are not taxing Momo.
That is why I'm mentioning anything.
No, for the video is that
a certain threshold.
Thankfully, that interview was conducted here in Despite Media. You are the copyright owners of the audio or that interview. You can play to your viewers and your listeners.
One can't threshold.
No. Also, we are not taxing. No. We are not taxing Momo. This is factual and statement of certainty.
Hey.
Yes. We are not taxing Momo. When Kenoforiata started taxing Momo, na MPs airboy Chediano, where was the boldness of Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia to condemn it? Where was it? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Ekazembi was it there comes a time when silence is betrayal. Yes. Yes. He kept quiet until that tax have been imposed on Ghanaians. Me use 2 phones. Say me ya Momo every ha. Offer me phone saying ya papa wa here.
Hey.
Lazar.
Sorry, I wanted to room now to use 2 phones.
Offer the phone we share phone papa. What's the need papa? Offer be check ma kwa kamaje. Say a tiefu bi su ti no be check me phone da fa be ja offer me sabeka. Oh. Offer. So what you transfer?
It wouldn't need reasonable, legitimate expectation.
No. To reasonably expect something positive from Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia, it's like preparing a concoction to kill yourself and waiting for time to go.
Oh, sir.
That's all. You have just prepared a poison, waiting to take it and go your way. In other words, you have given yourself a timeline to die. And in the moments of Babeka Inano, it is just the final nail to the coffin of this economic quagmire in. Our solutions are for money boss. What now BEM 8 years? I supervise the collapse of Ghanaian banks, Ghanaian investment fund companies, Ghanaian insurance industry, Ghanaian businesses. Taxes are killing people day in and day out. Abana jetua mende and we see taxes so yeje. Ya jia me yeje bed tax. No good nyuma Ghana mabuni nyejuma ye. Ye ko twa bet kakra so de check how far so ani e sha kwam se be 10%. Eye no kwa over. Oma munum dot. Wonya to dot ba ko twi nwusi ba ko kumu. Oma mpine ku fado aje ho tax. Wo ka wutim
nwusi na handful na.
Over. You see, before we come,
more public places.
If we want to come to the scientific date aspect of it, we will. But what for you, man, Pinaku for the Benam for Benum Jotu. When one daughter free, Yanti Chima pens will be seen there. A baby at the Woodwall. And then one more J. Oyanko Ponyan Sam, who say there will be a time when human beings would develop, they will create machines to produce emissions into the atmosphere are very harmful to the survival of human beings on the planet. I don't think in trees all over the world. Na Ghana so one year you no dum yebi. Mampine kufuado aban. Omo beye galamse atwa ye nua yinagu. Enti se wusi no come from mu a. E dey ba de betima absorb sa nua at the same. Sa wusi ni biom. Enye nua na omuku sa, enye nua na omuku omo no. And They have turned around after causing the damage to the environment. They have imposed in taxes on Ghanaians to pay. Maybe say but I should pay that tax. These are the people we are talking about. Kremo Bawumia, how bold were you? When Professor Frimpong Boateng the Galamsey report to Baya about penny water bankasiem plus staff house, edgy report not to for 2 years Hama Bontain until journalists begin to leak it. And some number near Tewonka. Ya Tewonka. Me pase Kremo Bawumia kasa ya on pagana for. And he must explain to us why he chaired the PDS concessionaire agreement. No change the conditions need be every the condition precedent to condition subsequent. And the bank guarantee to insurance guarantee, which I could say came to tell us it was a defective insurance guarantee. He must explain to us.
In less than 10 minutes, now Dr. Bawumia Kasap, courage not be your expectations.
Ofa. Sir, many expectation beer. My expectation is obedum Ghana. Now Wabwa Ghana announces a withdraw from the election.
Hey.
On the basis of uninspiring, poor economic performance and track record.
Nah, not the pressure or you're better. Now he hasn't been able to accept say Dr. Bawumia and a flag bearer.
Of a mini opinion, not done pray Sebi, Sankamanyo semi dino crepanka. The American Ghana Parliament deserve better. Nasa tutia semne atem didie ne yatoa mane na omode aye amanyo sem no mwadi mu akoten no afi we ye intolerate na me ka say Oba be prefer some solutions to our problems. Oba be mas some counter idea to the brilliant solutions from the National Economic Summit. But Sebio say obi ya de na onim de endru be dia oye na se wuntimi so embo na baso a yedin Jamaica wo honorable anodom pre hono no yemfie no because say no mo pe munya yanka Ghana for ni any option for 2024 apart from the failed MPP and NDC munya ya now so obo ade edo Ghana nti ana ode Alan John Kwadwo Chematin afem yen say there will be a true alternative to the two parties now omo di Ghana hwamono true change. Into change the transformation bebano ideas any competence and edenam. Ede sumampa any akumapa enenam. Anu ni ehu na nanopa. Mo ho na madam fu bi send me video bi. The venerable Kweku Baako. And Chairman General Kwame Sefakan. Praise Alan John Kwadwo Chematin for his integrity as a stalwart in Ghanaian politics. 1592 bepemune ni hu ninke kawa bi oye krojen sani pano ne de o manhye ne nsa obetimi atamagina. Okay, menua malbas mo kase here experience no kre but experience in failure there entimi mboa Ghana and that is what John Mahama is known for. His experience in failure. Upo bi owo experience in failure. The two leading candidates of the two parties. Omo experience in is in failure. Just a bakunya E in a bakunya F. Dada noa. But A student, sterling performance, private sector, public sector, Alan John Kwadwo Chematin Ohopefe as the best alternative for leadership of this country.
Right.
So that's it.
Alright, courage no be movement for change spokesperson Alan Chematin team and what in the name Wabekasa no. Earlier on Amaliba Inslee so and the John Dramani Mahama Tamale a town hall meeting almost so at Norman. And we are just about readying ourselves. CBT Dr. Muhammad Baumia. They be free move baby ano. Yet be better na be kan wansem. Aseda.